We live in that world a lot. You and I laugh about this a lot. Well, today's Friday or this day's Saturday or it's really a Tuesday. The rest of the world is living on a certain schedule and living a certain calendar, but we really don't live that way. And for me, it's not really tricking your body. You almost have to trick your mind the other way to say, oh, it's actually Wednesday today? Because you can't tell me right now that it's not Friday. And when I leave here, you can't tell me it's not Saturday. It's just the way it works as players and coaches in this league. That's just how we function. So you got to get yourself into that mindset and that mentality to get yourself ready to go. And I think that's an important part of preparing for this game.
All right.
All right. Remember Garrett?
Unfortunately, I do.
It is Thursday. It is game day. It is Cowboys game day. This is the Dumb Zone. I'm Dan McDowell.
I'm Blake Jones.
Danny Balis is in for Jake. Will not introduce himself. He needs everybody to make a big deal about him being here.
All right, play a song.
I do have a Jake update. Oh, you want to do a Danny song?
I mean, he won't talk until you play it.
He's dressed as if he's going to a tailgating.
What are you, a Cowboys fan?
What are you, cowboy?
Maybe I'm tailgating at my house in the garage.
In your man cave?
I hate that term. I don't have a man cave, Dan.
Don't you feel like this studio is man cave-ish? If you were to make something you would call a man cave, our studio kind of looks like it. It's that's why I don't need that mom game in here.
Yeah, take that thing down.
They're ruining everything.
On your stand.
What did... Oh, they have their sponsor?
Yeah.
We need a sponsor.
No free pub here.
Get out of here.
That's right. Let's let Lone Star Beer get the shine here. Anyway, we are on YouTube today. It's one of our non-paywalled episodes. And I do have a Jake update.
Okay.
I have not talked to Jake. But I have talked to somebody who has talked to Jake.
Okay.
And they
Is
have
it
been
TC?
I'm just going to keep it vague.
Is it Micah Parsons?
Again, you guys can't... Well, you probably can.
Okay, it's Micah.
Get it out of me, but... What if it was Micah?
That'd be cool.
Anyway, Jake Kemp, the word is, from those who have talked to Jake, that he will be back Monday, October 7th.
Okay.
Which is 1 week from this coming Monday. So, that's the word right now.
So,
certainly not before. I would guess not after either. Jake has taken some time off. He needed it. For what reason? Well, tune in Monday, October 7th. Jason from the internet threw out a theory. He said his theory is that Danny lured Jake in with a nice ice-cold Lone Star beer, which is how you can get Jake to do things.
He's done this to me before.
And then he sealed him behind the pro slat wall here in the studio.
Oh, no.
Because that wall, like the first day Jake wasn't here, the wall was. And now, I believe this is the part where your heart is supposed to beat. His heart is beating louder, and you can't take it.
Right.
But then you realize it's your own heart?
Something like that?
Yeah. Thanks, Edgar.
But you don't seem to have any guilt about this whole thing. So that's why I think maybe it's just a theory. It's not actually the thing that happened.
And he needs another week and a half to scratch his way out of the pro slat wall because it's so...
Would that be a week and a half?
From now.
Yeah, I guess it is a week and a half. Yeah.
Because these things are so well made. High quality construction.
Yeah, he can't get out.
Yeah, you can't just bust out like Kool-Aid.
No, he's
oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's been Dufresne.
Leave the shape of
there.
Jake in the wall.
We could focus on this wall for a moment because Saturday we do have an event at the grand opening of Pro Slat. It is not pro slit. It is not amateur slat. It is pro slat. They are very good at what they do. Would you say they design garages, or do they just they will help you organize your garage?
Enhance it.
Enhance your garage. They will make your garage. They could turn it into a man cave.
I was curious about
You don't
this
have to.
because in the past you said that they'll kind of remodel your garage. Do their services include coming over to your house and helping box up all of your ex-girlfriend's crap and deliver it to where she lives now?
Oh,
that's been
nice.
sitting there for 3 years.
Is that going on at a certain
Hypothetically. Yeah.
Okay. ProSlat, they have a new the grand opening. So you can go to proslat.com and see everything they got. But their brick and mortar, as they call it, store is at 75 and Arapahoe. I was thinking that should be on the copy. I'm looking at the copy here, and it says 1002 North Central Expressway, STE 50. What's STE? Sweet. Oh. 75080 dash. The point is, 75 in Arapahoe. Had somebody told me that
Yeah, but you're
weeks ago, I would have been able to send more people to our ProSlat remote. We're going to do a show there Saturday from 11 to, I don't know. We'll be there from 11 to 2. We're going to start at 11 and see how long we go. That's the fun game to do if you're a dude. See how long you can go. Now, in this game, I feel like we got a couple hours in us.
okay.
You can't always say that if you are
No.
playing the let's see how long I can go game.
Mm-hmm.
You might now I might have to think of my deceased grandmother to get that 2 hours, but I will get there. So
You can
join
go-
us Saturday.
If you think about your deceased grandmother in her current state, you could go all night.
Have you seen his grandma though?
Yeah,
Not recently.
very good looking. Good looking skeleton. Anyway, so we'll be at ProSlat Saturday, and then tomorrow they're having a VIP industry event throughout the day. You can go to proslat.com. You can get in on that. But for Saturday, food trucks and drinks, it says here. And then we're doing a show. And then you can walk around their showroom and kind of check out what they have to offer. And maybe you'll help out your garage. Maybe you'll just kind of get to look at us.
So
Maybe you've always wanted to ask Blake something.
You get to meet Danny Balis.
You get to meet Danny Balis, and Kevin KT Turner has told me he'll be there. And
You shouldn't have said
why did you say that?
did that ruin it?
You shouldn't have said that.
Okay, well,
the
he might
idea-
not show up.
The idea is to get people to go.
Okay, he might not show up. Julie will be there.
Okay, see?
There you go, Julie Dobbs.
KT will be there too.
Sexually harassed Julie Dobbs. We will.
KT will be there too. That's your sign to leave.
Okay.
About 2:00.
So we're 11 to 2,
KT's the closer.
and we may podcast for only 30 minutes, but we're hanging out until 2, or we might podcast the entire 3 hours.
That's right.
Never know with us.
It's a fluid situation, boys.
All right, so anyway, that's kind of a live spot and kind of just a promotion. I can't remember. Oh, yeah, Jake's not behind the ProSlat wall. I don't think. Tune in Monday, October 7th, and you will find out. Before we get into today in Twitter, let us check in with the casting couch. It looks like over there we have a good listener of the program. His name is Can I say who you are? Do you want to fire that mic in front of your face? I don't know. This is Bo Rollins,
Thanks for having me. Hello.
right?
Hi, Bo.
Bo was talking business with us before the show because he owns a business that. What do you do?
So I own Kangaroo Cases. We make custom ATA flight cases. You might know them as like a roadie case. See them at a sporting event or concert. And so we made the Dumb Zone one so y'all can look official when you're on your remotes and protect your equipment.
Yeah,
Whether you know it or not, you've seen one of these cases.
yeah.
Very iconic.
They're big. They're black.
You've
Beautiful.
You've seen him at a concert with a fat guy with a laminate smoking a cig on it while the show's on.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, but Bo hooked us up. We have our own case now.
Like custom cut the foam
Mm-hmm.
on the inside, so your stuff will fit in there.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, do you ever have a conversation with somebody that you think you can hang? Like we're both small-ish business owners, And then he gets going, and we realize that we don't know.
I don't know
we're
what
doing.
anything he was saying.
We
It all sounded really great, though, and really smart.
we suck.
It's so good to have great, smart people that listen to us and can help us. Well, I don't know if they can help us. It kind of helped us.
He did.
Yeah.
We'll try. And support you and say you're doing the right thing.
Kangaroo cases. This is Texas, so are they both spelled with a K?
They're not. No.
Oh, okay.
But our slogan is protects like a mother. So
Yeah.
we have that going for us.
Okay. Did you make that up,
I didn't.
or did you hire a marketing person?
I acquired the business and it was already
That was already the slogan, so you're like, yeah, okay,
yeah.
we'll roll with it.
But he gets to make the case for the college football trophy, which is pretty cool. I got to see it.
The trophy or the case?
You don't want to sit on the casting couch
The case
and
that
be
holds the
introduced?
trophy.
Oh, yeah. Well, we just named it the casting couch today.
Yeah. only-
With a K.
A lot of pressure.
Two K.
That's a great idea. It is Texas. This is with a C, Cash Soroy. Cash Soroy
Hello.
is just stopping by to check out the studio.
How you guys doing?
Everybody knows him from the Collectible Network,
Mm-hmm.
from the
Well delivers?
That's right.
the Well Delivers, and many people remember Cirque du Soroy.
Mhm.
Now,
It's a moment in time, Dan.
I called you a few weeks ago because Cash likes to F with people online. He put some kind of a little picture of him and Mike together, and it's like, coming soon, or something weird. Like, everybody's like,
Cirque.
when's Cirque going to be back? Is Cirque going to be back? Can we revive Cirque?
Listen.
We're calling for it.
There's times where you're going through your old photos of your family and just having nice memories. And so
No.
Okay.
and so it's nice sometimes to just share them with family and friends. And so Schmeed, bro. So I posted a couple pictures of me and Mikey
Okay.
Okay.
because I think he's great.
Well, you're not answering the question, though. Will there
That's
be a
what he
revival
does.
of Cirque?
Oh man, I'm very tired.
Okay. Anyway, if you hang out for like an hour, we can have a revival of Cirque right
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Because Mike Soroy will be on with us to pick games.
I won't be here then.
We're picking games.
Really?
Yeah.
He's doing that?
Yeah.
He's going to give us a hurricane update, too.
Yeah. I think they're dodging it.
He said it's barely windy, a little bit of rain.
Yeah.
I can read you the damn message.
Don't
No, I'm
don't
saying
ruin
when you-
it.
Well,
Cash
yeah. What
without
is
a
this?
K.
What was it? John McKay, who did that to Dale? He's like,
don't know,
well,
John,
St.
why-
Louis wins the World Series. Let's throw it over to Dale Hansen. He's like,
You go ahead and do
okay,
it.
you gave the update.
I don't know, John. Why don't you go? ahead and
Danny's
do the
like,
story?
Soroy has an update for you an hour from now.
No, he just
And then he read the update.
Well, as hurricanes progress, they can get worse. The update now, not an hour from now, is just a little wind, rain here.
Maybe he'll
The
be in the
wind
pool
rain.
again.
Wait, do you like when people do that? When you kind of hint that you did something wrong and then they continue to do it? Just run through that stop sign?
Unbelievable.
He didn't listen to a word you said.
No,
They wouldn't do this at Bo Rollins' business.
no.
No.
No way.
That MFer will clean house on you.
Dude, kangaroo cases, man. Kangaroo cases.
In business since 1987.
Get out of here.
For real.
Today in
So
Twitter.
Today in
dependable.
Twitter, we actually have a video to watch, but we can describe it. It is, I don't know if you guys saw Tommy Lee.
Oh, I have.
Tommy Lee actually, not that video.
Hong Kong.
There is no boat involved in this one.
Yeah, we can't play that video.
Boy, young Dan. Love that video. One of the first ever sex tapes out there was Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson. Anyway, great memories. Tommy Lee, though, traded in Pamela Anderson for a younger model,
They'll do
as
They'll do-
famous guys should do. And so they posted this on, I believe, Tommy Lee's Instagram. But do you have the video, Rob? I do. So this is the Ring camera. They have a Ring camera out back by the pool. And Rob is going to now pull up the video. There's a coyote just picked up their little dog.
No.
Hot young wife ran over, got the little dog out of the coyote's mouth, and saved the little dog. And Tommy Lee.
We can't leave the dogs.
Watch this, because so slow motion. There's one of the dogs runs away. The other little tiny dog is standing there, and Coyote runs over, picks him up by the scruff of the neck, and will run to the fence to try and hop over. So while it's trying to get its footing and hop over, brave, young, hot Tommy Lee wife runs over, takes it out of the mouth, and
Wow.
it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
We're always told to not just let our pets out.
Your dogs would be in trouble.
Yeah. We have toy poodles, of course, that are like 7 and 9 pounds.
That's all I could think of when I
What?
saw when I was seeing that video for the first time just now was your little pups.
Now, I got a buddy who's had something snatch his little dog and jump over a pretty high fence. And so that's why, everybody in the neighborhood knows somebody else in the neighborhood who. We live by the lake, so there's lots of wildlife and
I
stuff.
had a little PTSD when you sent this to me.
Why is that?
It's happened
Well,
to
it
you.
reminded me of something we can't really
Leading
talk
statement
about,
guy.
but it reminded me of that day
What's that? What day?
when we were shooting that video.
Oh, yeah.
That, to me, it was
That's
like
a great thing
complete
to bring up.
flashback of that, little tease. Maybe we'll tell that story one day.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Eh, maybe.
I don't think we will.
If there is a hilarious part of that video,
There's a
which
couple, actually.
I think there is. You notice the coyote had his sights set on the one dog and didn't even realize dog number 2 was in the picture until he turned his head and goes, "Hey, you're a closer snack."
And,
Yeah.
and
I'll
dog
take
number
you.
2 is living his best life, just staring out over the pool.
Yep.
Just, look at the sunset. This is not the end of your life. And then snatch and grab. Snatch and grab.
That's a big ass coyote
Now,
too.
she reacted like my wife would,
Oh, look at the pool. The pool.
although
is so great.
seemingly not
Maybe
a
I'll
steady
jump in the
hand on the
pool.
helm, she did save the dog.
Yeah, she's
Maybe I'll jump in the
freaking out.
My wife probably would have reacted with yelling for me to go do something.
Another thing funny
And I'd
about
be like,
this,
wait, what? What are you doing?
if you listen to the audio, she immediately starts giving future directions to Tommy or blaming him the fact that the dogs are even. Yeah, we can't let the dogs out.
Yeah.
He just got out of bed. He can't process.
Yeah, I
what's
think it's
going
weird
on.
to happen bright daylight. They always say during dusk and dawn, don't
We can't let the dogs out.
let your little dogs out there for sure.
Oh, there's a meatball.
Yeah.
Free meatball.
Trying to drink out of the pool.
And there you go.
And that was Today in Twitter.
That's right.
Who put that out?
I love it.
Her.
Late hits with Nikki Glazer.
Not yet.
Should we start with football or baseball? Because I have a bit of baseball.
Yeah, I do. It's kind of in the same vein as Today in Twitter, so I could lead this off.
Okay, let me say that baseball has a sponsor today, because we do have some sponsors today.
Mm.
And let's spin that sponsor wheel. And what do we want to go with today for the sponsor wheel? How about Early Bird CBD, which is all the rage? All the rage at my house for sure. Early Bird CBD, like if you've ever had CBD and it hasn't worked for you, like, man, it just doesn't do anything. Early Bird CBD actually has THC in there as well. A specific amount of THC, 2.5 milligrams of natural THC, and 12.5 milligrams of CBD in each gummy. They are formulated with a microdose of THC designed to make you feel good. And feel good you will.
It's a Grateful Dead concert in every bite.
So Early Bird CBD is
also-
where you have to go.
It also keeps you from getting angry. So maybe tonight, when the Cowboys fall down 10-0 in the second quarter, pop one of these bad.
Dude, I'm a better person after an Early Bird CBD.
Yeah,
Like
of course. Yes.
I turn into less of an a-hole.
Yep.
So go to earlybirdcbd.com, turn yourself into less of an a-hole, and get 20% off when you use the code DUMBZONE. All one word, DUMBZONE. earlybirdcbd.com, 20% off. It's not necessarily for sleep, but it might help you sleep as well. Help you take the edge off of a long day. Maybe your dog got snatched by a coyote. I don't know. earlybirdcbd.com. The code is DUMBZONE. You can get 20% off.
You ever waken bird?
I bet you can. Now, we transition to Baseball Blake.
So this video is kind of being spread around. This is a former agent talking on TikTok, and based on the background of the video, maybe he's had a couple drinks. It's late at night, and he just starts to vent. And I think he throws several people under the bus. This is what this person was like. This is what this organization was like. And then at some point in the video, it was the Texas Rangers' turn. And he starts going off about the year that the Rangers traded for Jeremy Jeffress from the Brewers, which I had to remember, that he was a Texas Ranger. That's how short of a stint it was and how unsuccessful that was.
When was this?
2016?
Yeah, 8 years ago.
Pretty sure he says it in the video.
They were making a playoff run. They needed late bullpen help. He was either a setup man or a closer in Milwaukee, correct?
Yeah, he was pretty good.
And he was really good. Big, powerful dude. Threw really hard, but he was very wild when he got here and did not live up to their expectations.
Pretty sure he's on the Kempspin list for what happened in the video. But yeah, we'll play the video. He throws the Rangers under the bus, and he cannot stand a couple people in the former Rangers organization. So here's a former MLB agent to explain why.
Love this series. Hi, I'm former MLB agent Joshua Kuznick, and I'm telling this one in the dark because the numbers were so crazy today. I wanted to get one up before I went to bed. So anyway, back in 2016, the Texas Rangers were in a playoff chase, and they traded for my old client, Jeremy Ross Jeffress, who was an all-star reliever, and if you Google it, we had a very bad fucking falling out, and that is not what this video is about. This is about the Texas Rangers. So if you're here for that, that's not what this is. So anyway, Texas Rangers trades for my client Jeffress, who's a lifelong brewer, does the best with the Brewers. He's a great brewer. He wasn't great anywhere else. So he goes to the Rangers and immediately gets a fucking DUI. I fly out there. I go Jerry Maguire mode. I write an apology for him that saves his career. They check him into rehab. I talk to the team. And the first thing the team asked me isn't about his fucking health or any of his history or any of this shit. They didn't have an EAP either, like a team doctor that handled his mental shit, which was really not helpful. The Brewers had a great one, and the Rangers had nobody. That was of value that traveled with them. They had one, but it wasn't anybody that traveled. So anyway, he gets a DUI, he goes to rehab, and in rehab, the only thing the Rangers care about is the playoffs in baseball, and they set it up so a bullpen catcher went to the rehab facility to make sure that his arm stayed fresh during his time away from the club so they could activate him on the last fucking day of the season so he could get an inning in for the playoffs. This really happened. They activated him for the last day. He was good. They played him, put him on the postseason roster, and he played in the playoffs, and then he went back to the Brewers, and then he had a great all-star season, and the wheels came off, and I wasn't his agent anymore. But my point is, the fucking Texas Rangers didn't give one fuck about this human being, or me, or anything to do with anything, because they shouldn't. They're a business. Fuck them. But if you guys have any delusions of grandeur that they give a shit about people, they fucking don't. They sent a goddamn bullpen catcher to a drug rehab instead of caring about the player's health. Fuck them. I'm so glad that front office is out of baseball. They have a lot of skeletons, a lot of worse stories than this, and, fuck it. I hate Mike Daly. Later. Oh, yeah, fuck John Daniels.
Yeah, he added that in at the end. But apparently JD was, we traded for this guy. Gotta make sure his arm stays live.
I think that's great publicity for JD. If I'm another baseball team and wants to hire JD, I think that's great. That's exactly what I would want done. You gave up assets to get him. He ends up getting a DUI. He needs rehab. Okay, we're going to support him, but we hired you to be an employee. You guys not agree?
I'm kind of with you.
I kind of am too, but I feel like
we gave up a bunch of stuff. We do care about him because we're supporting him through rehab.
I feel like that's insensitive.
What else do we have to do?
Do we
have to pay him extra? We're paying him his salary.
His issue seems like instead of sending a mental health professional to be with him, they send a bullpen catcher. Is that right? That's
the rehab place has the mental health professionals.
That's what I would think.
Yeah. Now, did that guy sound like an agent? He really didn't to me.
Do you think he was sober?
I think he was slightly drunk and maybe some go-go.
Maybe it's
go-go powder.
Something that makes you talk really fast.
Yeah. Probably a real fun guy to hang out with late at night.
Yeah, man. I thought that's great.
Yeah,
I'm glad my Rangers did that. That's what I want my team doing.
It's funny.
What if
I'm kind of torn.
all that they traded for him? If we could just at least get one inning out of him in the playoffs, let's do it. I approve that. I approve that message.
He also peed on himself during the DUI. That's why he's on the list.
It's It's going to be difficult to get that video on DeeZ TV.
Who was the Rangers
Channel
bullpen
27.
catcher in 2016?
Got to do a show, bro.
Yeah.
We can get him on.
The bullpen catcher?
Josh, what was his name? He was there for a long time. I bet he was there in 16.
Got a special assignment for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Elsewhere in baseball, the Reds fired their manager. Another manager fired. So now we've lost Pedro Grifol. We've lost Scott Service. And I'm having trouble remembering who replaced Scott Service
For the
Mariners. And because this is my thing. I know every Major League Baseball manager. No one else in sports media could possibly have memorized every baseball manager. But now the Reds have fired their manager. Did you see? Of course it is.
he really lost the team around the All-Star break. I don't know.
It's David Bell. David Bell has been fired. But what I wanted to focus on is the way the Padres clinched the playoffs. Did you see this, guys?
Mm-hmm.
You follow baseball? So the Padres
I'm on Twitter, and you couldn't avoid this.
are leading the Dodgers going into the bottom of the ninth. They need a win to clinch a playoff berth. Dodgers are already in the playoffs. So they lead 4-1, but the Dodgers start to rally. 3 straight singles. Enrique Hernandez drove in a run. So now they've got first and second. Miguel Rojas at bat. Shohei Ohtani on deck. Things are looking very bad for the Padres. Do you have this video? Are we allowed to have this video or no? Oh, okay. What it is then they turn to triple play.
Oh.
Ground ball to third. To Machado. He steps on third, throws to second, throws to first. Bang, bang, bang. It's awesome. Double play. Or excuse me, triple play. Which I have never seen in person. Anyone?
No.
Like even watching a game on TV?
I think I've seen one.
Have you?
Yeah.
So it made me thinking, man, that triple play must be really rare just to have a triple play. And it turns out, not really. There's been 737 triple plays in MLB history, an average of 5 per season. So that's very surprising to me.
Less rare than the no-hitter, right?
No-hitter.
You have the list of occurrences like that in baseball?
There have been 326 no-hitters, an average about 2 per year. Hitting for the cycle, even more than no-hitters, 348 times.
I bet it's up there with 3 home run games.
Now, the rare things...
There have been twice as many triple plays as cycles?
Isn't that surprising?
Yeah.
Oh, you got the video now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Were you trying to talk in my ear or his? Because I didn't hear in my ear. I just saw you leaning over. Okay.
Get out of my kitchen over here.
All right.
Yeah, let Video Man do his thing.
All right, let's take a look at the triple play. We're now looking at
This is a sports video.
the video
play.
before it starts
Bottom of the ninth.
of a man standing at the plate.
This guy at the plate must be slow.
I'm supposed to get off your ass?
Oh, sorry.
All right. Okay. Anyway,
Get off my ass.
what's really rare, the perfect game, of course. Like no-hitters, I feel like if we started baseball now and started talking about these things, I don't know that we'd even talk about no-hitters that much. It's like a cute little anomaly,
Mm-hmm.
but just because walks are involved in no-hitters, that's the pitcher is responsible for the walk.
The fact that you can lose a no-hitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the perfect game, I don't believe you can lose one of those.
Mm-mm.
24 of those. And then the most rare thing of all, a natural cycle. So in order, single, double, triple, home run, 14 times. Most recently by, I'll give you the year and the team. 2006, a member of the Texas Rangers had a natural cycle. Danny Balis, Mr. Baseball. Oh, man, for years he's like, oh, I love the Rangers. I'm Rangers guy. I'm on the hard line. All we do is talk baseball. It's a talking sport. I remember when this happened, too. I came in the next day, and he said, I'll never forget this moment.
I forgot it.
2006.
Boy, this is
18 years ago, man.
Got to be Michael Young era, maybe.
Think overinflated contract that didn't pay off for the team that signed him away from the Rangers. And maybe steroids. He might have got popped for some steroids. His dad
Team that signed him away from the Rangers.
does color commentary for somebody. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, it's Gary Matthews Jr.
GMJ.
He did?
He had a natural cycle.
He's got two of the more impressive accomplishments.
Yeah, that
Like
catch, the center field catch.
That's
one of the best ever.
yeah.
Video equipment has unfrozen. Unfrozen caveman video
Gary
commences
Matthews Jr.?
now.
Oh.
There it is. Right to third, second, first. Very quick. And that is the play that clinches the playoffs for you.
Do you feel like you
That's
could
pretty
have?
badass.
You feel like you could have run that out and been safe at first, Dan?
Do you feel like the batter was a little bit jogging?
Well, he's kind of fat.
Okay. No, I couldn't have. I can't run anything out. Now I can rub anything out, and I will prove that to you
Next.
right after this break. Elsewhere in sports, we have a theme. What time is it? Okay. So we're going to pick
Oh, yeah, I like that.
games in about a half hour or so, or maybe less even. But of course, it is. Do we have any other sports? Did I get to all the stuff?
Yeah, the triple play and
Besides-
the agent.
Okay.
The big Twitter sports news.
Yeah. Cowboys-Giants tonight. Something's got to give. These two teams hate each other. 2 1-2 teams.
Yes.
Cowboys at Giants. Cowboys favored by 6. Last year, the Cowboys outscored the Giants. Remember opening night?
Yeah, 40
Was Cowboys-Giants. 89-17 was the 2-game total. Dak is 12-2 against the Giants.
10 in a row, right?
Is that true?
I think so.
Yeah, one of the losses was his rookie year.
Cowboys have won 13 of the last 14 against the Giants. This is not much of a rivalry. And I can't see a way they lose this game, but if they do, that would be pretty bad.
They're on the road. It's supposed to rain.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. They can't run the football.
And if you think about how they won the game last year, was running the football and defense. The two things they don't really have right now.
That's how they won the opening game?
Boy, I think Pollard had over 20 carries. Dak didn't have a great game. CD didn't have a great game.
Really?
And it all started with the block kick that they returned for 6, and then the defense sacked Daniel Jones seemingly every play.
Yeah.
This is such a hard game to pick.
As far as
The spread.
okay.
Yeah.
But not as far as winning the game. They got to win the game.
I think they'll win. 6 points. I'm still undecided.
Now, if they had Saquon, I would be concerned. I would be more concerned for the Cowboys because they also seem to not be able to stop the run.
Short week for both, I guess. Yeah.
That's probably good for the Cowboys' case.
Just kind of get this going.
And maybe
the negativity out of your head.
Yeah, maybe it's good to hit the road. Get away from all the distractions. Get away to a place that you've had success. Yeah,
Thankfully, there's no distractions in New York City.
I don't see a way they lose. If you do, why don't you just start trading people?
If they lose this game, you got a long week ahead.
Oh, yeah.
For your next one.
Oh, yeah.
Do a lot of business between now and
it's
Sunday.
Real long week because it's Sunday night.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's San Fran?
No,
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, yeah.
Oh.
Isn't a week long enough for Belichick to kind of get a handle on this thing?
Hey, you got 10 days.
Right.
Boy, that'd be incredible.
I'm kind of hoping they lose.
Yeah, it'd be good drama.
They're in a tough spot because even if they barely win.
That's what we talked about the other day. Do they really need is a quality of win important in the modern NFL? For the Cowboys in this particular game, I kind of think it is.
I think it is for your headspace, yeah.
But what's a quality win going to look like for them? Expectations are low after the last couple of weeks. I think a win will save a little bit of face and possibly jobs. A quality win will, even if they win by 3 touchdowns, then the discourse is, well, it's the Giants. They're terrible.
Yeah, you should have done that.
Right. You can beat up bad teams. Way to go. There's really no positive spin outcome for them, no matter whatever happens tonight. No one's going to wake up tomorrow feeling great to be a diehard Cowboys fan, no matter what happens. I wonder if it's like this everywhere, or is it just here? It's everywhere, right? If you're passionate about your team.
No, I think there's a 30-year buildup of this team never reaches expectations. So I think you're probably a little sour on that.
Yeah.
Including this year where you thought you're bringing back a similar team to last year. Let's get in the playoffs, see what happens, and then you drop 2 embarrassing losses at home.
Well, if there's another team that people think maybe Belichick would go to, it is the Giants. And it's still early in the season, so I still think we can kind of reference the Aaron Schatz Football Almanac 2024 as he wrote about the Giants. He's got some opinions on what they've done. So Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll have been in charge for 3 seasons. Yet the team is no closer to serious contention than when they started. Daniel Jones remains the Giants quarterback. He has not gotten better over the last 2 seasons, only older, more expensive, and more seriously injured, which is rather remarkable because he was seriously injured when Schoen and Daboll arrived. So at least Daniel Jones isn't on their ledger. They've done some good things, like not overpaying a running back. Left tackle Andrew Thomas remains the Giants' best offensive player, just as he was before the Schoen-Daboll administration started. Despite his presence, the offensive line remains dreadful, just as it was under Joe Judge and Dave Gettleman. For all the promise Daboll and Schoen displayed at the start of their tenure, despite the hope that things would be different under a more forward-thinking, professional acting regime, and despite a surprising, misleading 2022 playoff appearance, the Giants are almost exactly where they were in 2021. They're still trying to add weapons around Jones, upgrade the offensive line, get disappointing prospects back on track, and downplay tensions within the coaching staff. Most frustratingly, the current administration is still scapegoating the previous one for leaving them with such a mess. He goes on to say, at least the Giants moved on from Saquon Barkley. They didn't improve at running back, mind you, but they limited their overspending to 1 franchise tag year. Schoen signed Daniel Jones for 4 years and $81 million guaranteed after the 2022 season because Jones, A, is adored by upper management, B, is coachable, C, has some useful traits, and D, was more appealing than the Giants' other options that offseason. Those are the best reasons to extend a young veteran's contract, assuming you ignore the only truly justifiable reason to do so, which did not apply, which would be E, he has proven he is consistently good at his job. So basically they're saying what we all said at the very time. Why, after seeing what you've seen Daniel Jones do, did you lock him up for another long-term deal. Now, much cheaper than you could lock up Dak or, even like Baker when he was at the end of his Browns tenure. But still, it's kind of like if you have Daniel Jones, you had to realize pretty early. He played somewhat well in that year. He went to the playoffs.
Well,
he
yeah.
didn't get injured. It was the one year ever he didn't get injured.
Yeah, and Daboll had come from Buffalo, where you thought maybe he could turn Daniel Jones into Josh Allen.
And that's what's the silly thing when you hire Peyton Manning's quarterbacks coach or, so-and-so's offensive coordinator. It's like, okay, Tom Brady's offensive coordinator is not necessarily.
Yeah.
They can't necessarily do that with the other guy.
Make this great value brand name brand because you've done it before.
Jones is uncuttable this year due to a $69 million dead money hit, but he can be jettisoned more affordably in 2025. And the Giants possess the 6th overall pick in a quarterback-rich draft. It doesn't take much football acumen to figure out what Shane and Daboll needed to do. Instead of drafting Jones' replacement, however, the Giants spent the 6th pick in the draft on LSU wide receiver Malik Neighbors. And I think that's legit. I think Malik Neighbors is awesome and will be for a long time. Read you a couple more paragraphs here as he rounds out he writes a lot more. I love this football almanac, but I'll just try to bring you the highlights. The Giants' greatest loss on defense was coordinator Wink Martindale, whose units performed fairly well last year considering the fact that the secondary was full of rookies and many games spiraled out of control before halftime. Daboll and Martindale were at odds throughout the 2023 season. Martindale did not like Daboll's habit of screaming incessantly into the coaching headsets when things were going wrong on game day, which is understandable.
Yeah, I would say so.
Finally, so we have a coach who wages war with his coordinators, a general manager whose biggest decisions have mostly backfired, an injury-plagued, enigmatic perma project at quarterback, and an ownership group that loves to pretend it's not meddling. The stage is set for an absolute meltdown of a season. The Giants have the NFL's second worst projected win-loss total. If they're as bad as we think they will be, Daboll will pop blood vessels and split eardrums. John Mara will express dignified disappointment before pulling the plug on everything. Jones will get hurt again and or prove to be utterly unplayable.
Translation, they beat the Cowboys by 17 tonight.
Would this not be the ultimate man bites dog? Is the Giants get beat tonight 42-6. It's just a mess. They look horrible at home. And tomorrow we hear that the Giants have hired Belichick.
Oh, no.
Which
taking him off
gives
the
them
table for
gives
the
them
Cowboys.
a great excuse to do it, getting clobbered at home.
Mm-hmm.
And like Dan said, it pulls him out of the crap team off-season feeding frenzy that's likely to happen at the end of this year. And then the Cowboys are like, "Hey, look what we're 2-2." And then at the end of the year, when McCarthy's gone, he's not there for him.
Well,
that would be incredible.
Then we got Dion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what is what's the list? If you were to replace McCarthy. If there was a mid-season thing and Belichick's not out there.
Are you saying like just an interim?
Yeah.
Or we're in the off season and you can pick whoever?
No, I just said mid-season. So it's mid-season, Belichick's not available. Off-season, you got all of college football. You got every. You can look across the land.
Yeah, other guys that get fired.
Your hot coordinators.
Yep.
It's got to be Zimmer.
Well,
and then
the defense is also falling apart. You're going to do Zimmer?
I mean, I don't know if it's going to be Schottenheimer.
Can't be Schottenheimer, dude.
Well, so then it's got to be Zimmer. And then you just force him out in the off season, and then you just start with a brand new set.
I mean, it's funny to have these talks now. I want to say it now because I think that I think the Cowboys are going to kill the Giants tonight. I think that's 6. I'm going against the trend of today's NFL, where all the 5.5-point favorites lose.
Yeah.
Like, it's incredible how the underdogs. I was just looking, even at our picking games knockout league. Like, the knockout is supposed to be the easiest thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to pick a winner or a loser. Our collective record is 8-13. How'd we ever win 8? I'm 0-3.
Really?
Yeah. And that's why I'm going to put my 0-3 record to the test this week. But I'll give that to you in a little bit. That's my big tease. So the game's on Amazon. We get to dust off Al Michaels.
Oh, we got Herbie.
And we got Herbie.
That stupid dog.
Now, what is going on? Do they have any other... Because the Cowboys will always bring out a dude perfect. Do we have any other alternate broadcasts?
Man,
tonight?
I hope not. This would be a really good game for Dude Perfect to start.
I do love the next-gen stat thing. I can't watch the whole game, but I do love watching it.
No, you just the main broadcast and then Prime Vision.
I do love getting a targeted ad for a protein drink or whatever other stuff.
Your sex swing.
for another sex swing.
A step counting watch.
Yeah. Just something perhaps that we talk about today, and somehow my TV will then know.
Your phone picks it up because you left your microphone on in settings.
Well, Prime Video has been doing something. Well, I guess they did it once, and they're going to do it a few more times. Do you remember probably our favorite part of the Tom Brady roast was Nikki Glazer?
Yeah.
The hot, who was funny. She destroyed.
Yes. Then she has like a Netflix special or Max. I can't recall.
Yeah, and what was she on?
She was on Smartless recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's obviously gained some fame after the Brady roast. And Amazon decided to give her a shot after the game last week, Patriots and Jets. And I don't, it's almost like a, what's the SNL thing, Weekend Update, where she's showing parts of the game and then making comments about it. Very similar to that. She begins by roasting the crew, and it's like, I like the idea, but it was very awkwardly received.
Yeah, it's all about she's got to curtail her material to the audience at hand. Otherwise, it's going to be cringy.
Yeah. And
she's great. I think she's very funny, very clever, quick on her feet. But the audience is just like, am I supposed to laugh at this?
Because it's a very straight football audience. All the guys up there are not funny.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled a little bit of the video.
And you did make a point earlier. People that don't like getting roasted
are former
egomaniacal athletes.
Yeah. So they're being told that they're awesome for most of their life, and now this skinny blonde is ripping them. So they didn't
a skinny blonde white woman.
Right. So I've got the full 5 minutes. When you've had enough, just say so, and then we'll skip to the end. But here's Nikki Glazer on Thursday Night Football in the postgame.
It's Late Hits with Nikki Glazer.
Oh.
Thank you so much, Carissa. I just have to say it's so nice to finally meet the photo I show my plastic surgeon. But seriously, you were pretty intimidating. You look like the final boss at a country club. But truly, I am so thrilled to be here. I want to be honest, I am pretty new to football. I used to think a 2-minute warning was something a guy gave you 1 minute into sex, but every day I'm learning something new. For instance, today I found out that I look like 49ers tight end George Kittle.
Oh, wow. You do see it. Yeah, I see it. I can see it.
Not a lot of laughter here.
No.
No one's really helping her.
No, this is a very difficult place for her to be.
Yes.
And
very
the
difficult.
The crowd in the background screaming and chanting.
And so, I don't know, let's do another 30 seconds or so.
Looked at Burning Man. Now, I know a lot of of people are probably expecting me to get up here and just like roast everyone, but this isn't a roast. Like, you guys didn't sign up for this, so I'm definitely not gonna say that Richard Sherman looks like Busta Rhymes on Ozempic. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna say that Andrew Whitworth. I'm not gonna say that Andrew Whitworth looks like Men's Warehouse Shrek, or or that Tony Gonzalez looks like who my mom thinks about during one of her long baths. Tony, I do like your vibe though. You look like a genie you can only summon by rubbing the crotch of a sensible Talbot's pantsuit. But I'm not going to say any of that, because really I am so honored to be here tonight with all of these NFL legends and Ryan Fitzpatrick. Or as your teammates called you, sacked Galifianakis. So let's just move forward.
All right, pause it.
And
She's killing.
This is great.
This is good.
Look at his face. Sacked Galifianakis.
Yeah, this is great.
And these bozos can't just lighten up a little bit.
But the funny thing is, too, she leads off with, well, I know you're all expecting me to roast.
So here's some things I'm not going to say.
Are we known? Yeah. Do we know Nikki Glaser as like the Roastmaster General now?
She is, actually.
Really?
Yeah, that's how
how she's well known?
That's how she made her way into this world, or through this world, professionally. Yeah.
Okay, like Jeff Ross?
Yeah.
She's the hot Jeff Ross?
That's how she got her start.
Or Anthony Jeselnik, I know he kind of burst onto the scene with the roast.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know, like, I watched that Netflix special and I didn't think, oh, that's the roast. She roasts people. Like Jeff Ross, I look at him and I'm like, oh, I do expect, if you invite Jeff Ross in, you're there. Like, that's his bit.
I think that most
people
people
roast the morning show. He will roast whoever he's with.
I think most people that recognize her name probably correlate her with the roast genre. First thing.
That was the first time I'd ever seen her. Yeah, the Brady roast. So can we skip ahead? Can we play like the last minute or so?
Is she on every broadcast now?
No, at the end they said she'll be on 4 more.
Okay.
So I'm not sure which one. It'd be great if she did tonight, because she does talk about the game a little bit, which I think we'll see here. But yeah, let's just see the last 30
They are
seconds or
expecting
so.
a full recovery after the doctor kisses it to make it all better. Wait, hold on, sorry. I'm hearing it's been upgraded to a boo-boo. Okay, that's good news. But the action wasn't all taking place on the field tonight. Some of it took place on the sidelines. Which brings me to my play of the game, which was this moment. Look at that. Why is Aaron doing that?
Aaron
is that
Rodgers
one of his closest family members?
wouldn't hug Robert
I don't know
Saleh.
what's going on here. Oh, I think I know. I think Saleh just reminded him that RFK Jr. dropped out of the race. And I mean, look at this face. Oh, boy. I know that look. That's how men look at me when I ask, so what are we? I don't have to get boosted. I care about us. But let's face it, this was a beatdown. I haven't seen a group of Patriots take an L this bad since January 6th. I mean, thank God Belichick wasn't there to see this. He was too busy watching Blippi with his girlfriend. She's 24. You know, the Jets may have scored more points, but in the end, it was the Patriots who really won because they got to leave New Jersey. Thank you.
She's great.
Yes.
She's so
that was
funny.
awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. But yes, this is like, you ever watch, you probably haven't, but I'm sure you've cut audio for the ESPYs.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's actually funny hosting, like the Norm Macdonald legendary ESPYs, it's very uncomfortable because sports doesn't mix with real funny.
They don't. They
don't like their balls busted.
Their senses of humor are very insular to what they do. Their jokes work on each other, but when you bring something, I think it's like 1 or 2 people out of a clubhouse on a baseball team would laugh at what most people think is a great Netflix special or whatever, especially when it's kind of directed at them or teammates or people on other teams or whatnot. They're just weird, man, because they grow up so insulated.
You're right. I mean, they are training themselves to be the best versions of themselves that they can be, and they take it personally when they're not. And so when some spare makes fun of them, you know, it's very insulting to them. They can't roll with it.
Yeah. That Jets Aaron Rodgers clip, have you seen that in full context?
No.
It wasn't that at all.
Really?
Yeah, you know
when
you make when a great play gets made and you go up to your dude and it's not like smiling and celebrating like hell yeah, let's go. It's kind of like that thing where you almost look mad at each other. That's what it was. If you watch it in context, it's not a bad moment at all. It's not what that is.
Lip readers said he said it's too early. So maybe he was saying it's too early to celebrate or something.
I don't even know if that's what he said. It
Okay.
does not look like what the cut clip looks like.
Yeah.
It's quite different.
So, yeah, hopefully Nikki's on tonight because she destroyed.
She's good, man. I think she's really funny.
Good bit. Also a good bit, Lone Star Beer.
Hell yeah.
How do you like that transition?
Love it.
How'd you like that, Frito?
You know, lining up with Lone Star Beer is worth it just because we have the cool sign.
Well, and because Dan gets to wear their hat.
I do get to wear their hat. And so they just told us this week.
It's icing on the cake that their beer kicks ass.
It does.
Because, you know, one of their copy points that I've landed on that I love is awesome merch.
Mm-hmm.
I've just never heard a beer say we have awesome merch. Like anytime I've told people, hey, we got Lone Star Beer as a sponsor now, they'll tell me, oh, yeah, I drink Lone Star. Or I was telling somebody that lives out of state, and they're like, oh, man, I wish I could still get Lone Star Beer. Like, that's what I would always drink. So I get that. But Lone Star Beer is like, no. Tell them we have awesome merch. So what they've done is at LoneStarBeer.com, you can use the code DumbZone21 to get 21% off merchandise.
What?
Why 21? Because you must be 21 or over to purchase. So even to buy merch, they want you to purchase your merch responsibly. So if you're 21, you can buy this sweet ass. Is that in the copy? I've never said that in my life. Why did I throw the word ass in there?
You like trying new
Because
things?
Lone
Yeah.
Star Beer makes you cool.
Lone Star Beer makes me so cool, man. It's like sweet ass, bruv. Anyway, go to LoneStarBeer.com. You can buy merch, any merch.
Look at that merch.
Even a shirt.
Look at that cool one with the cowboy that says Texas Rodeo. I want that.
Yeah.
So the code is DumbZone21, and we thank Lone Star Beer for their partnership. Oh, one more little thing. I was sent this.
Lone Star Beer, Lone Star Light, Lone Star Left, Lone Star Right. I'll be numbing the pain from a Cowboy Sunday night. Lone Star Beer, alright, alright.
Very quick here.
Hey everybody, it's time
This
to
is not
answer some of today's viewer mail.
Viewer
hell
mail
yeah.
birthdays. I just want to read a couple of quick viewer mails before we take a break.
We
and
get
then
to
pick
hear
games.
from the clam mutilator or whatever.
No, these
you're
are
gonna
not
be called
birthdays.
today.
We'll get to viewer mail birthdays later
I'll come up with another one by then.
after the news. But right now, I just want to read a couple of these. We have Logan. Hey, Logan.
Logan.
What's up? Dear Evenings Only Sex Machine Dan, I was wondering if Pro Slat was doing any sort of giveaway at the event Saturday. It attaches a picture of my recently black mold remediated garage. I was considering swinging by the remote. Anyway, do we have giveaways at the remote? How about this? If Pro Slat won't give something away, we'll just take something that they got and we'll give it to you.
Yeah. We'll rip it from him.
We'll take something off one of their shelves, and I will give it to you. Now, Danny's not willing to promise that, but I will. We'll have Dumb Zone merch. Well, there you go. We'll give some of that away. All right.
We'll have food trucks. What else do you want?
Or trucks made out of food.
There you go.
That's still debatable. You have to go there to find out.
Mm-hmm.
It's remember the directions I gave earlier?
Mhm.
Where is it?
Arapahoe and 75.
Look at that.
Right? Am I close?
Logan says, my leaders are Jake for taking time off of work, even if it's time to work on his breaking ball, and the Soroy Mom Trump gold coin collection.
Yeah, we were introduced to that, Cash.
Did you see that, Cash? On Pix last
The
week?
value. Oh, God.
More
Skyrocketing.
TC from day one Substack yearly subby Logan. P.S. Tell Danny he is wrong about Freud. Everyone studies Freud, and he got the ball rolling, but psychology has broadly moved past his ideas with some exceptions. For example, no one goes to therapy multiple times a week and lays on a couch to talk about penis envy, but we still recognize concepts like transference and defense mechanisms.
I don't know what he just said.
No, me neither. And speaking of remotes,
I was right about him being a cocaine freak, though.
Speaking of remotes, I did want to promote. So we haven't done a remote. I think you can count the ballpark hotel room one, but that doesn't really count. We weren't promoting, hey, join us on the 4th floor. Just a bunch of people found us there. But we are promoting Saturday, and we promoted a remote at Zoli's. And Hayden wrote a review of his Zoli's remote experience. So as a listener, he went to one of our remotes. He writes, "Sup, fools. Went to your Zoli's remote today. Not too shabby. Got there around 1, sat at the bar. Couldn't hear much of anything, but that's okay. Was addressed multiple times." So we addressed, like we're trying to fix it? All right. Anyway, first of all, shout out to Video Man. I sat next to what I think was his lady friend.
Hey, now.
And she was a huge MILF.
Hey, now.
Jeez.
Like, this dude must be the Justin Thoreau of local video production dudes. I also love to hear about his X Games days. I think he would make a great Biz Wednesday episode.
That's a good idea.
A behind the video of Video Man and his alleged hog. Also at the remote, lots of dudes in golf polos. Not very many girls. One random young couple wearing Dumb Zone merch but facing away from the presentation. I thought that was odd. One black man attended. It wasn't KJ or Dominic Robinson, so that's good for y'all. The intern was way taller than I thought. Also has a sweet behind-the-ear tat. Didn't know y'all were hard like that. Does that count as a face tattoo?
No.
We need answers. We need more answers to the lack of facial expressions by Blake. I watched him broadcast and interact with fans. The whole time it was just like he was negotiating with himself to not put a gun in his mouth. And then he would just start laughing at a low-hanging dick joke or something. I am so intrigued by it.
He said dick.
I'll come back to a future remote just to watch him.
You said dick.
I thought I saw Dan at the urinal. Wasn't him, though. Which made me happy because the dude pulled his shirt up over his belly to button his pants. Anyway, that's from Hayden.
That's great.
That's more of a remote diary than a review.
We need more of that.
It's like a
more remote reviews?
Minute by minute detail.
All right, well, come on out to...
That was great.
To ProSlat. Where's ProSlat, Bo? Have we pounded this message into people's
Arapahoe
heads?
and 75.
There we go.
Okay, but when you're going, you're not going to put into your phone Arapahoe and 75. You're going to put in the address.
I'm just going to type in ProSlat and it'll figure it out for me.
There you go.
Yeah.
It is in there. All right. Well, there you go.
The Dumb Zone. That social media's taking over now. I mean, you can't breathe. I see it in my own life. Worst invention ever is selfies. Worst invention ever. I mean, I'm even at my age, I'm 10 a day, 8, 10 every day. So, bad invention, selfies.
You're listening to The Dumb Zone. You're listening to The Dumb Zone.
Give me one of these.
The Dumb Zone.
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 Guys, remember Jake? I said he'll be back a week from Monday. And he will. I was going to give you another Jake fun fact, and I forgot it. God damn it.
Is he really working on his breaking ball?
Maybe. Can you work on that behind a ProSlat wall? In studio, remember, we have Bo Rollins. Do you remember him from the beginning of the show?
He's
the guy with the kangaroo thing. What's it called?
Oh, darn it.
Kangaroo cases. Not both spelled with a K. I forgot to mention to you, every in-studio guest for the casting couch gets a copy of the fantastic book, The Accommodation, The Politics of Race in an American City by Jim Schutz. So I want to offer that to you for a 10% discount.
When you're charging him for it?
Oh, yeah. I thought he would probably want to read it, though. Isn't that a good discount? Should I just give it to him? All right, we have a box of them.
I mean, somebody gave it to you.
Right. I was going to say you can charge him what they charged us.
Well, I don't think he knows business.
No,
I don't think
probably
Bo
not.
knows business like we do. He's just like giving us a free case. What an idiot! I can make $9 off this book, maybe. Anyway, it's time to pick games, football games. I'm all out of my rhythm because usually it's like to go over it all Thursday night.
Yeah.
Get prepped Friday morning, get ready for a big NFL weekend, but it all came rushing at me last night. That's why I think this is going to be my week, because I've been really bad so far. Really bad. Oh, let me just say, picking games this week will be brought to us by Qualis Roofing, Qualis GC. What's their website, Blake?
QualisGC.com.
There you go.
GC, don't know what it stands for.
Nope. Means great roof.
But they're bad at spelling.
Right. QualisGC.com. So their bid is
great condition.
Roof inspections, roof repair. They put the roof on where we broadcast from, high atop my garage. In fact, my whole house. They're awesome, man. They were great to work with. In fact, like the day after they were there, you would never have known they were there, except for the beautiful new roof. You could eat off we do. We eat off the roof every night. It's brand new.
Why wouldn't you?
And they're big listeners. They're big supporters. And we love some Qualis. So they fixed my roof. Like they put a whole new roof on. And they got a bit. If you are a Dumb Zone listener and you get a new roof, they will pay for what will they pay for?
A studio visit.
Okay, you could be sitting there like Bo.
Yeah.
And you'll get an accommodation. And I'm going to give you 20% off your book when you come in.
And 5% off a Dumb Zone tumbler.
That's right. And I'm going to let you buy us lunch.
Just think, Bo, had you paid for a new roof, you couldn't have gotten an extra $1 off of your cool book that
That's
Dan
right.
is offering you.
And you could have bought us lunch. Anyway, call 817-500-9008 or go to QualisGC.com, QUALISGC.com. Just get an inspection, like a free inspection. They just have them come out to your house. They'll bring you a free Dumb Zone T-shirt. And if you get a roof, they pay for a $6.90 sit-in. They'll get you in studio here. So thanks to Qualis Roofing. Now, let us welcome our guest pickers. And they are should we just bring in one at a time? Of course, this is Chappie. Chappie
there.
Kemp,
Hi, Chappie.
father of
Hello
Jake.
there.
We're all trying to figure out where Jake is. Will you tell us?
Hell, I don't even know where I'm at, much less him.
You look great, though, Chappie.
Yeah,
well,
you do.
well, thank you. You know what? I shaved today. I had not shaved in a handful of days, and I was looking pretty gnarly.
Okay.
So, thank you, sir.
Chappie Kemp, he's great at picking games. Just ask him. But he's been on picking games with us for years, and usually by the end of the year, he's got them all right. Is he on top of the list right now?
Yeah, of course.
Is he really already?
Yeah.
Usually he's got a few excuses for you week 3. But apparently things are going all right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Humble.
You know him.
A humble
I'll
guy.
save those for later, David.
Okay. Also, we have Jasmine. She picks games
Hello.
with us every week. Hey, Jasmine.
I too shaved to be here, so Chappie and I have something in common.
Cool.
Well, you're going to have to pan that camera down to prove it.
Dan.
That's pretty good, Dan.
Thanks, Chappie.
Seal of approval from Chappie.
Thanks.
I think I'd rather see what Chappie's got working with.
Screw you too, Danny.
Just curious.
I thought we were cool.
Triple play, Bush.
Do we have everyone here? Well, let's go. Do we have everyone? Like,
not
Our
on-
most famous man?
No, he's on a turbulent airplane.
Oh my gosh! So this week we can't get Akash Singh.
Clearly flying over Florida.
Well, in Florida,
that's what I did there.
It is Mike Soroy.
Thank you.
Good God.
Look at him. I don't know. We don't know where Jake is, but I'm in the devil's asshole right now. Hurricane Helene. It's coming down very. I mean, this is kind of legit.
This is some Weather Channel shit. Like, what are you doing?
I know. I've adjourned to the gardens. Don't worry. Most of the fountains have been turned off, so we should be fine on that front.
What about the Trump fountain?
The Trump fountain and the Trump
It looked
eternal
almost
flame
like
burns forever.
you could sub for Indiana Jones. Let me see that look again, Mike.
Yeah, Mike Soroy is in Florida.
He's
you
wearing-
can see him outside. The wind is really kicking up. Danny gave us your report earlier. Where
Yeah, you texted me and said, yeah, it's a little windy, a little rainy. And I said, and they got mad because I, screwed up your weather report. And I told them that about an hour from now, it's probably going to be worse. And now look at you in shoulder pads.
Look at they're floaty. They're to float, not just for shoulder safety. Twofold these act as protective devices. No, man, it's kicking up pretty good. Wanted to come out here and give you guys a good look at what it's like down here in Florida. Very dangerous, but you need me here, I'm here. And everyone's safe. We're all good. We've sent most of the help home from here at the estates. Only the essential people we've kept around. The rest of them we've sent home to be with their families. So we're fine. We're ready to pick.
So noble.
What
Yeah.
What are you still doing?
What am I doing down here? That's as mysterious as the where Jake Kemp question is. So
Okay, have you seen him?
Who's to say?
Have you seen him down there? Oh, look at that! A branch just fell off a tree.
Is that not real?
A branch fell
staged
off a
that.
tree and almost
That's
hit Mike
fake.
Soroy in the head.
That's fake.
A
He
branch?
I
staged
think
it.
he had
I
that
did-
staged.
Yeah, it
I
was staged.
that.
It was totally staged.
Look, if you want to see staged, it's the flamingo I have that I was going to pretend to get hit in the head with. This is my final joke. That's staged. I swear
Does
to
that
God,
flamingo have a Trump head?
That
Because
is
that would be
very
so
real.
Florida.
That is very real. Very dangerous.
That's pretty fun.
All right, well, let's pick some games. Let's update the standings. How are we looking, Blake?
Well, Chappie's on top. As I stall.
I know I'm right near the top. I put a little work on Chappie
Yeah, I
this
think
week.
Soroy's second. Yeah.
I'm in the neighborhood.
Oh,
Okay, there's
Chappie's
the
a
week,
stud.
the
Chappie
week
and
3
Soroy
standings.
are tied.
Yeah, Chappie is on top with a 9-6 record, along with Mike Soroy. Jake / whoever's filling in for Jake on that particular day, 4-11. That's the very bottom of the list. Blake at 7-8. Jasmine at 6-9. Oh,
I
Akash
planned
at
that.
7-8. And I'm at 5-10. So Dan and Jake at the very bottom of game picking. But, we're just focused on the show. It's hard to focus on football. Like these guys with all the time in the world. Mike Soroy, what does he have time? What's he doing?
Yeah.
What's that roofing company? I'm going to need to give them a call.
Yeah, you might-
Quality?
You might need
Wallace.
Qualis Roofing.
Qualis Roofing, absolutely. I'm seeing
That's
some loose shingles. And send that book, too. I want to read that. It sounds great.
Okay,
It's a good book for the plane.
I'll give you a discount. Yeah,
All right, cool.
it.
it's fun.
And we can pro-slat this whole house while we're at it.
Okay, so let's do some picks. We will go. Well, let's just go from worst to first, shall we? So I will start us off. Actually, Danny, you're in for Jake, so you start us off.
Okay.
What we have to pick this week is the Cowboy game. Tonight, Cowboys at Giants. This is why we're doing this on a Thursday, because it's tonight. Cowboys favored by 6 at the Giants. Always tough to play there. Always tough to play in the Meadowlands. Is Jimmy Hoffa buried there? That's the big question everybody will ask tonight.
Yes.
And you will have to pick a triple play. And then you have to have a knockout pick. All that means is a team that just wins.
I love it, Dan. I love everything you just said. I don't love any of my picks. I think the Cowboys game is incredibly hard to pick, but I'm going to stick with what we were talking about earlier. I think Dallas trucks the Giants, and then tomorrow the Giants hire Bill Belichick to operate everything, leaving the Cowboys naked and alone with no chance to get him in the offseason. So I'm gonna pick Dallas to cover the 6. You want Trip now?
Triple play is next.
Okay. LDS Nation is favored by 11. That would be the Utah Utes over the Arizona Wildcats, and I believe they will cover that. That is my triple play. And my lock, they're not favored, but I think the Colts beat the Steelers for no reason at all.
Okay, so you've studied that.
No.
Do you like that, Chappie?
Yeah, we all like Chappie validation if he likes something. For instance, that the Jasmine hair joke. Chappie really loved that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chappie.
I thought your camera was frozen, Chappie, but you're just deep in thought.
He's rethinking his picks after I gave mine. That's what it is.
Yeah.
All right. He does
Now
not.
that he heard the picks that come from the producer of the mom game, he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah. All right, Jasmine, what do you got?
Okay,
You're a
so
dick.
you are such a dick. Mike out in a hurricane. Be more humble.
It's gonna be my last day. I'm gonna say
It is,
I'm just
yeah.
gonna say it all.
Where'd your camera
Just
go,
say it
Jasmine?
all. Okay, so give me the Cowboys -6. This actually really is screwing with me because this is such a trap game. And I just don't trust the Cowboys, but something's telling me to pick them anyway. So give me the Cowboys -6. Ohio State completely just screwed the pooch for me last week against Marshall. So I'm going to shift gears and I'm
What
going to pick an
happened there?
NFL game. I don't know.
Was it exactly the
Yeah,
spread?
freaking Marshall. No, if Marshall hadn't have scored that stupid touchdown, I would have covered the spread. I hate Marshall. So
See, that's what happens to me every week. If
makes me mad.
Team A would have just scored a touchdown, then I would have won. It's
Funny
so
how that
weird,
works.
Jasmine.
So it's so weird, Dan. It's so weird. Okay, so my triple play is going to be an NFL game. So give me the Steelers -1 to beat the Colts. Sorry, Danny. I think it's just going to happen. And then my knockout, give me Texans over Jags.
Texans over Jags. You think the
Yep.
Jags will go 0-4?
I think so. I really do.
There's also a rumor. I don't know if it's a rumor, but I heard somebody talking about it, and I really liked it, that Bill Belichick could be tabbed as the next Jags head coach.
Did you see the
Yeah,
odds
but would you
change?
come out of retirement for that?
Give me the odds.
After you did the segment, after the odds came out, the Jaguars shot up to the second best odds to Lane Belichick.
Really?
Yeah.
Or, okay, it was probably because we did the segment. It also could have been because the Jags just get blown out on Monday night.
Yeah.
But probably
They got a
more
problem. More because you did it.
More because we did it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. The only rumors I trust come from Chappie's neighbor.
True. That is true.
Otherwise, it's just all good.
Yeah. I was over in that area all week, too.
I'm not familiar with Chappie's neighbor. Who's your neighbor, Chappie?
He's a plumber,
Okay.
and he's a general contractor.
Now he'll never do it again. See? All you got to do is say one thing one time on the show, and it's everybody turns into, oh, no. Come on, Chappie.
They made fun of me.
He is a player, and I went to that game, and I had a great time because I saw a lot of old neighbors and whatnot. But, yeah, when it gets my turn, I'll tell you how bad that game was.
Yeah, they got drilled.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's say it's my turn now. I like the Cowboys big. I think that's an easy one. It's Daniel Jones versus Dak Prescott. You might hate Dak Prescott.
Hang in there, Soroy.
Watch Daniel Jones tonight and see if you still hate Dak Prescott. My triple play is going to be New Orleans bouncing back. They're at Atlanta, and they are getting a point. So let's see New Orleans win big. And then I want to put my 0-3 knockout to the test.
Yeah, stop playing around.
For the Cowboy fans out there, because I'm going to double down, and make my knockout pick, the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey.
No!
So we have an 0-3 knockout record this year. I've picked the Bengals week 1, the Eagles week 2, who lost to
Bengals in week 1?
Bengals week 1 lost to New England. The Eagles week 2
Falcons.
was Atlanta, yeah.
Yeah.
At home on a Monday night. And then I went Baker last week to beat – boy, that was another big upset. Was that Carolina?
The Broncos.
Oh, the Broncos. That's right.
Don't ask me. Ask Chappie.
That's right. I should ask Chappie everything.
Yeah.
I should ask Chappie before I put these picks together. So anyway,
really
give me
should.
the Cowboys actually are going to double down for me. They'll be my knockout pick as well. Let's go now to – let's go to Chappie Kemp. Let's get some breakdowns here.
Well,
Chappie actually
I'll take-
preps for this. Danny prepped like when he opened the email 10 minutes ago. Chappie has been looking at this thing since last Sunday. I guarantee you.
Well, I kind of look at a lot of this stuff, so I stay ready on this. I don't really mess with basketball or baseball. So 6 months of football, fine with me. I was down at a Pee Wee game yesterday. They threw me out, but I had some action on that game, and it was going really well.
Of course you did.
I used to do that with both Jake and Joe until they barred me from RYA. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm going to take the Cowboys. It's -6. It sounds like everybody's done that. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow they don't screw that up. But I'll say this. Both of the Giants corners on defense have not practiced 2 days this week. You know, CeeDee Lamb was over there crying a freaking river last week. I'm sure he's going to get $1.50 and probably turn in a couple of TDs on that.
You know what? That's a great point. Because the Cowboys do react to things like that. So CD's complaining about targets. If something's happening, we're going to have to get CD involved early. Make sure that he's not pouting. Yeah. So look for him to have a ton of targets.
Yeah, I think if you had him somehow on a side bet, a prop bet, I think he's going to get $1.50. He's probably going to tear it up, but. Wouldn't surprise me for the Cowboys to blow them out. It also wouldn't surprise me if they left it like a 5 points hanging there and you didn't cover by 1. But I am taking the Cowboys. My knockout, I'm taking the Jets. The Jets are at home. They're playing the Broncos and Bo Nix. The Broncos won last week, but I don't think they're going to have that success with New York's defense. I think Rodgers can put enough points on the board. That's the second highest line of all 16 games, -8. I know this is just cover.
What's the highest?
San Francisco -10 against New England. San Francisco, by the way, Dan, they're major league hurt. They have more people hurt than not. And, they're 1-2 right now. But anyway, so I'm going to take the Broncos.
Yeah, I don't like that one. I wouldn't take that to cover, would you?
No. So I'm going to take the Jets as my knockout. I'm going to take the Cowboys -6. And then I'm going to take for my triple play. This is the game. It's probably your marquee game of the weekend. And it's the Packers and the Vikings. They're playing up in Lambeau. But I'm going to take the Vikings. I'm going to take the Vikings +3, and I have bet on the Vikings 3 weeks in a row, not on this show. They've been 3-0, not only in the record books, but against the spread. I'd like to just say one thing about this game. It really doesn't matter if Malik Willis is actually still the quarterback. They have played some softball games the last 2 games. They played the Colts and the Titans. Malik Willis handed the ball off 45 times per game. So if that's what he's going to do against Brian Flores' defense, good luck with that. Did you see what Minnesota did with C.J. Stroud and the Texans last week? It was C.J. Stroud's worst game since he's been a professional. If Green Bay trots out Jordan Love, who's obviously a good quarterback, he has not played since the first week. So he's going to be rusty. And let's don't forget about Sam Darnold and his resurgence. And the last thing I want to say about this game, the X factor in this game, when you're watching this game, remember I said it at 1400 on Thursday. Aaron Jones was traded from the Packers. He did not want to leave the Packers. He loved Wisconsin. He loved Green Bay. He went to the Vikings. What a stupid in-district conference play trade. He is going to come back and tear the cleats off of them. So I'm going to actually tell you that the Vikings on the money line is plus 114. They're going to win the game outright, but you want to give me a field goal? That's all right. My triple play is Minnesota plus 3 on the road playing the Packers.
Chappie's Lock of the Week.
I guess that's it.
It's pretty strong.
You could say anything
Yeah,
with that
so-
kind of conviction, and I'd believe you.
They traded him?
Lock of the week.
I didn't remember that.
They traded him last. Hey, one more thing. They traded him last year. Who do you think is the leading NFL rusher since week 15 last year? Ding, ding, ding. It's
Aaron Jones.
It's Aaron Jones.
I knew it.
The cocky take of the drink.
Hey, can I go? 'Cause my phone battery's about to die.
Oh, that actually seems like an MP, which is a mic problem, but then that turns into an MP, which is my problem.
Yeah.
I know. I'm in second place. I'm chasing Chappie.
Okay, so
We're
you're
in this fight.
saying I want to go right now? We wanted to end with you, but we can't do so.
I would like to go now if that's okay.
You're
All right.
selfish, Mike. What
Go
an
ahead.
asshole.
There's literally trees falling. This is a stupid bit.
Whatever.
I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but I am being blown right now.
Whatever.
Lucky
Sweet.
man.
Yeah.
Good for you, dude.
All right, so
Move the camera down.
you all took Cowboys, really?
Will this be on
everybody?
DZ TV?
I don't know.
I'm absolutely taking the Giants plus 6. Why not? I wanted to bet against Cowboys every single week, and I freaking didn't do it with Baltimore last week, and I'm pissed. I'm taking the Giants. Devin Singletary out of nowhere, and Chappie will agree with me. Seems like a pretty good damn running back. I know they're mad they don't have Saquon, but dude runs for like 5 yards a carry.
Yeah.
The Cowboys have the worst run defense, I think, in football, and they're the worst red zone team in the entire NFL. Devin Singletary, I think they're going to give him the ball 30 damn times, and he's just never going to stop running against the Cowboys. And screw it, I'll take 6 points.
Daniel Jones can run too.
Yeah,
Yes, he
exactly.
can.
Yeah.
Is it? And I'm not obviously in touch, but I don't know. Is the Fire McCarthy train just freaking out?
Are you kidding me?
I think
Yeah.
everybody's kind of holding off until this evening.
Okay, well, I think the Giants might win this thing straight up, and then you guys can light that torch and all lose your damn minds. Lock of the week, I'm taking Notre Dame. They are minus 6.5. They're playing Louisville. Louisville's 3-0. They haven't played anybody, and I think they are kind of fake 3-0. Like that ranking is a little high for them. And I think Notre Dame is kind of legit, so I'm taking Notre Dame to win by more than 6.5. And yeah, San Francisco's bashed silly, much like the sweet shores of the Gulf Coast of Florida are, thanks to Hurricane Helene. But I will take San Francisco to win outright. Their freaking Patriots are not going in there and beating San Fran. I don't care how beat up they are.
Yeah, the Patriots couldn't go on the road and beat a playoff team from last year. That's impossible.
Bengals weren't a
It's
playoff team last year.
impossible.
Oh, they weren't?
No.
God damn it.
So there you go. There's your hot picks of the week. Oh.
Hold on. Oh.
There's
right.
Mike Soroy hit by a flying flamingo.
Yeah.
That's so Florida.
Last joke I had.
Yeah, all right.
I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done the
Don't beat
flamingo.
yourself up, man.
Yeah, go
You
out
know?
stronger next time.
Yeah, next week can be better.
Yeah.
Let me go get the other flamingo. Hang on. New idea.
Is that the Trump flamingo?
Okay.
That was last week. No. All the Trump stuff is safely put in the panic room. Don't worry.
But there's no food.
There's no food and there's no room for me and my mama.
Mike
But-
Soroy is at his mom's house, who's really
Bobbleheads
stoked
are
on
fine.
Trump.
The coins are safe.
It's the paper money I'm worried about.
All right, Blake, your pick. Blake, by the way, second place. Or no. Yeah, second
third,
place.
just third.
All right.
The Cowboys can't lose to the Giants. They just can't. Dak doesn't lose to the NFC East. He's 12-2 against the Giants. That'll continue tonight. Cowboys.
Is he actually saying something?
Yeah, I can't hear him.
All right. Well,
you don't need to hear.
he doesn't project.
Yeah. Triple play. I know this because I've been there a lot. TCU is horrible on the road. They're 2-5 on the road since their championship season. And when they lose by an average margin of defeat by 21 points. Kansas has given them 2 points. It'll be a lot more. Give me Kansas -2 for my triple play. And for my knockout, the Texans get right. They were humbled last week by the Vikings. They're playing an awful Jaguars team. Maybe Belichick goes to the Jaguars. But for my knockout pick, give me the Texans.
Blake, I'm curious, who did you take for the Cowboys?
I took the Cowboys. They just don't lose division games.
Ugh. It's a trap game. I'm telling you. They're going to do this to
Man.
all of us.
Mike's going to get one up on all of us.
I thought you
Yeah,
picked
he
the
is.
Cowboys, though,
He
Jess.
did, and we're all
I
reluctant, though.
did. I know, and I'm pissed
Well,
about
why are you
it.
yelling
I
at
have to still
Blake?
do it.
Just change your pick.
Because I'm saying we're both going to get screwed. It's a trap game. They do this to us, and I'm going to be mad. I'm a woman. I'm irrational. Just let me have it.
If they lose this game, man, it'll be fun.
It'll be awesome. And then do you want to hear Akash's picks?
Sure.
Just for grins. He's taking the Giants, so he'll get a game on all of us. Vikings triple play and Texans knockout for your last place participant.
Okay, he and Chappie both like the Vikings.
Yep.
Who's he?
Akash Singh. He was
Okay.
with us 2 weeks ago. I don't know. We're gonna we'll grill him when he shows up next Friday on where he's been.
He's too big time for us.
He is pretty big time. All right, everybody. Well, thanks. We'll do it again 8 days from now.
Brilliant.
Picking games.
I'm going to go make me a fried bologna sandwich.
Okay.
Oh, those are so good. Oh,
my gosh, and you
They're
got to cut them.
so good.
You have
Yes.
to cut the corners so it doesn't roll up.
Oh, it's so great.
Or cut a
And
slit
then
in
you
the
just
middle of
get
it.
White, the whitest, just fat bread with mayonnaise slathered all over it.
Oh, my God. And the sloppier, the better.
Yep. That's what I always used to say.
So good.
Well, we'll
You
let
don't
you
say it
two
anymore.
We'll let you two
He
be.
doesn't.
We're gonna
Used
go.
All right, you two get a room.
All
There's,
right. I'm going to go
there's-
shave for next week. Bye,
All
fellas.
right. There's Chappie and Jasmine and everybody. Thanks for doing some picks. Let's do the news brought to you by Frankel and Frankel. Yeah?
Just
What?
pointing at you.
Ooh, what?
You said news, and I pointed at you.
Okay. Well, we're going to do the news. It's brought to us by Frankel and Frankel. They are personal injury attorneys. You know a lot about Frankel and Frankel. They're the ones with the easy phone number, 214 or 817, then all threes. 214 or 817-333-3333. Keep going, and then eventually that call will go through. And when the call does go through, you will not just talk to some spare at the law firm. You're going to talk to a partner. And like they say, if you get into a car accident, that should be one of your first calls. I don't know. I would probably call Blake. Be like, dude, I was in a car accident. And then he'd tell me,
dude, you got to call the Frankels.
Call Frankel and Frankel. They're a family-owned law firm, client-first mission. You could look forward to superior service and the outcome you deserve. Over 100 years of combined experience, which means they know how to craft a case to drive maximum outcomes for you. They've helped thousands of people in the DFW area. They are here. They're based in Dallas. So call immediately if you get in a wreck. Frankel and Frankel. Thanks, Frankel. Well, thank Frankel as well. And Gene Burkett. They're the partners.
All three of them.
At Frankel.
Get it? Threes? Three of them?
And Frankel. Oh. Is that why they did that?
Who knows?
Dude.
Those silly guys.
No. I don't know that that's part of the copy that they're silly, but, perhaps that'll be a new thing.
Here's Jake with the Dumb Zone News.
A week from Monday, he'll be back, right? Word on the street?
That's what they're saying. They who have spoken to him, and I have not. I spoke to them.
Here's some news.
Okay.
Earlier in the week, I brought this story up, and it was about, if you recall, the Journey singer, the guy that sings for the rock band Journey, that had an off night, maybe didn't perform up to his standards.
Oh, yeah. How does Pole do?
So his name is Arnel Pineda, and after he had a rough gig with Journey, he got real down on himself and tweeted or Instagrammed or put out some poll, and he was real sad. He said, here's the deal. I'm offering you a chance, especially those who hated me and never liked me from the beginning, to simply text go or stay. I guess in the replies to his social media missive. And he said that if the word go reached 1 million, then he would quit the band for good.
Boy, what a dangerous game to play. Because certainly, was this why when you first brought it up, did we say that you put out online hate and then you're going to get a lot of online love? You know, it's just kind of to validate your existence. But you put a challenge like this out with just kind of a number. I'm thinking go. Like, I would just do go just for fun.
Just to see if he would actually quit.
Yeah.
100% I'm saying go. Whether I like the guy or not or want him to continue with his journey career, I'm texting go to see if he follows through.
Yeah.
So here's the most recent thing that we've heard from Arnel Pineda, lead singer of Journey, since he put out this poll, all right? He says, firstly, okay, try to follow along with this flowery BS nonsense, and then we'll try to figure out why he put this out after I read some of this stuff. Firstly, I want to apologize for the inconvenience I've caused. First of all, let me just screw it. Let's just break it down as we go. Let me tell you something, Arnel Pineda. You don't have the power to inconvenience me in any way.
What is he saying he inconvenienced?
He says, firstly, I want to apologize for the inconvenience I have caused all of Journey's fans out there. What?
Like, you're a Journey fan.
You had a bad gig. It's not the end of the world, Arnie.
But if you paid $100 for a ticket and another $70 in processing fees,
that's on you, because a singer can have a bad night anytime.
No, they can't.
But
sure,
that's he should then apologize just to 20,000 people.
Okay. Not all of the Journey fans. He goes, I know the band's not perfect right now and in turmoil, but who's not going through some bad stuff these days?
I feel you, brother.
I mean, I thought this
we are. Jake's not here, and
your picks are not going so well.
Oh, my God. Yeah. 0-3 on the knockouts.
You're going to have to go on the Dude Perfect cruise.
But think about this.
Why? You get a reward for being worst?
Yep.
Love that.
Think about this. This was initially all about his bad performance, right? Now he's bringing up dirty laundry about the band. Yeah, sure. The band's not perfect right now. And in turmoil. That's the first I'm hearing that Journey is in turmoil. This guy's just making it worse for himself. He goes on. I've waited a while before I wanted to post something again. So here I am. This is where it gets weird. Bottom line, good has won. And no matter how screwed our world is, maybe it's caused evil in us in general. Or the politicians or the religious leaders that are making us believe in their eccentric points of view and are influencing us. But yeah, again, I said that good has won.
How?
Bro, I have no flipping idea.
All right.
This is clearly...
You should not do drugs and tweet.
How about you just sing songs?
Right? This is clearly a guy that is very insecure, but maybe a little bit narcissistic. And pretty scattered. I mean, in this, there's two more paragraphs that kind of are more like the last thing that I read about him just going off on weird crap that has. The bottom line is, number one, we didn't find out what the results of the poll were. So I think.
I thought it was a public thing. No, you can't look at it and see.
There in this article, there is no determination what the results were.
Well, where's the poll posted?
That was never really even clear either.
Oh.
It was a public...
What's his name?
Arnel Pineda. Pineda. Arnel. Arnel. I think we called him Arnie Pineda. But I think there's one of several things that could be happening here. Number one, the poll came back. Maybe it was... Well, remember he said you can text in go or stay. So I bet it was private. And in his initial message. So either he got a lot of goes, the goes reached 1 million in like 2 or 3 days, and now he's like, oh, crap. Do I really want to quit Journey? What else am I going to do for a living?
He was looking for that online love bump that we all love.
And it didn't go his way. Or his band read him the riot act.
Do we have audio of this
performance?
Yeah, that went so horribly wrong.
I've not seen it. Usually these articles are accompanied by a video clip of the actual performance. But the way it was described, it sounded like he was having like some sound issues because he kept messing with his in-ear monitor and kind of with his microphone and looking to the side of the stage a bunch. So it might not have even been on him. And I played you a clip.
Here it is.
What was that?
You know?
What is that?
That's Linda McCartney's vocals isolated.
Okay. One more time. That's fun.
Don't you know that bit for Hey Jude?
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Let's see if we can hear the actual pitch or keys.
Long ago, supposedly like Linda McCartney was put into Wings, Paul McCartney's band. Some say not just because of her musical talent.
Because she's the wife of a Beatle.
Some would say that if you're cynical. And then the bit was that supposedly somebody in the sound, their Rob, their video man, isolated some vocals because she also wasn't nice to some of those people that would help set up.
Mm-hmm.
And this is her singing.
It's hard to
Why
sing
did she
live.
collapse at
That's
the
why I apologize if I had words with Rob earlier. Because you want to remain best friends with all the people that could save your rants.
Is
he turns your mic off
or
I'll turn off your mic, or he'll change your voice and make you sound real badass.
Leave that on. Let's move on to another story. So we all enjoyed, or Dan, at least you and I did, enjoyed the Sopranos documentary.
Yes. Bow at my feet. You little tiny pussy.
Okay, I will.
Welcome back to DeeZ TV.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, please change me, Rob. I love you.
No, leave it on. Drea De Matteo, who played Adriana Lacervo.
I met her.
Christopher Moltisante's girlfriend, wife. I don't know if they ever got married on the show.
She got killed, too.
Yeah, she did. She's 52 years old. I don't know why we need to say that, but she is in this article. And she took exception to some of the stuff in the documentary.
Oh.
Can you believe it?
Okay, now I'm interested.
Okay. She said that she did not like how the film portrayed James Gandolfini, and she says that it made him look like a beast. Did you get that from watching it? That really highlighted a darker side of him and kind of made him out to be kind of a ding-dong or an a-hole?
Just listening to y'all, it seemed like. Because you got into the way his method acting of he would deprive himself of sleep or put a rock in his shoe.
But he also, I don't even know if we mentioned this, but one time, I think it was when they re-upped the cast, and he ended up getting a boatload of money, and some of the other cast members weren't so fortunate that he ended up giving everybody on the cast $30,000.
Mm-hmm.
Checks for $30,000.
Yeah,
to kind of
to me,
offset that a little bit.
It made him sound like a complicated human that.
Yeah.
It was very difficult to carry the weight of, kind of having to carry the whole series.
She gets more in depth. She says, when I saw the film at Tribeca and I saw the part about James, I was appalled, really disgusted. She says, why pick the lowest hanging fruit on Jim's career and take that and run with it and flatten him out to be a one-dimensional character that is not much different from Tony Soprano when that is not who he was. He's a fantastic actor who would never, ever do anything less than completely go where he needed to go and play that character. And he, of course, died of a heart attack in 2013, which was 6 years after Sopranos wrapped their series.
He looked like a walking heart attack, though.
Yeah, he did. And I by all measures that I've heard about him, all accounts that I've heard about him, he was unapologetic about big Italian meals and a lot of wine and probably not a lot of exercise. I don't think he was too concerned about how many steps he had at the end of the day, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah. She said they painted him out to be kind of a beast, and I find that disgraceful. They took the actor that made the network millions and millions of dollars, changed the face of television, and sensationalized him to make another effing dollar off of him. That's pretty heavy-duty criticism, man.
And who is this?
Drea De Matteo, who played Adriana on the show.
Christopher's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, hot.
Super hot. I realize I think they were pretty balanced in the way they presented him. I think they showed a real sweet, gentle side to him, but they also showed that when he was preparing and executing the role of Tony Soprano, that it was difficult for him. And then there were byproducts of that kind of I don't know if it's particularly method acting, but the way he approached, playing that character, there were byproducts of that probably affected more people other than himself. But I think they were pretty balanced and fair, like Fox News, about how his personality and him as a man was presented. Didn't you think so, Dan? I don't think, like, she's going to have her own opinion, but I feel like the criticism's a little bit harsh. No, it's not the same documentary that I saw.
Yeah, for sure. But again, we don't know him. I wonder if she has a problem with David Chase, because it feels like David Chase, it was his documentary.
Sounds a little.
Everything was laid out the way, through his eyes.
Well, she participated in the documentary herself, if you recall, and she was really bummed out when they had to write her character out because she died in the.
Dude, it was one of the sad.
Oh, so sad.
Yeah,
hated seeing her go because look, she's in bed. Like Omar said in The Wire, it's all in the game, and she was definitely in it. Not that she was complicit in the crimes, but she knew that they were going on, much like Carmela. But that was a sad episode, but interesting that she's got some sweet hot takes on the Substack.
And they take the darkest moments. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
you can't do. The news isn't about just all the good things someone has done. Like,
I'd love to.
We were wondering that about the whole, how come no one remembers 2,000 yards rushing? And just the cool things that OJ did. You cut off two heads, and all of a sudden, that's what people focus on. It's ridiculous. I'm with her.
There he is.
Yeah.
The victim's advocate. Let's see. So
I'm pro hot.
I'd love to focus on the incredible career of Brett Favre and what he did on the field. And we talked about him.
About that Super Bowl.
Again, early in the week. Yeah, Super Bowl for sure. Against the Patriots.
You know what people aren't really saying about this whole Brett Favre?
The Parkinson's thing?
Yeah. No one's really pointing out, because I've seen it now on a couple of different, I think, my CNN 5 things that I like to watch in the morning. And what else? Oh, my wife will always watch the Today Show. So I've seen these type of news outlets addressing it. And no one's really pointing out that he is testifying about the fact that he, bilked money out of the welfare system, and poor people weren't getting money because of his actions. So while testifying, what a force field that I'm putting up over me, no news story is about that. It's about that he reveals he has Parkinson's. But he didn't say it until he's on the stand. And so now he's on the stand, and you might be wondering, why is he on the stand? Well, these TV shows don't get into that. They're just like, tragic news. He has Parkinson's.
It's always good to keep a draw four in your back pocket.
And how come everybody can get Parkinson's but me?
It's
so lucky.
It's pretty calculated, right?
Yeah, let's just at least point it out.
I think you should.
Point out where he was. That's what I do here.
I'm glad you did.
I'm not afraid to go there.
So we learned about the revelation about Brett Favre's Parkinson's disease. But if we all can go back further than this current situation that he's testifying about to an incident that happened with a young woman named Jen Sturger, okay?
Oh, yeah.
She is the model and TV personality that accused him of sending her lewd texts and pictures when she worked, I think she was a New York Jets game day host. This was back in 2008. And after he went public with his diagnosis at this congressional hearing Dan just mentioned, she responded on Instagram.
I bet she pointed out that what he was doing.
She says, public service announcement. Please don't send me links to this. I've seen it. I can read. Talking about the announcement of Brett Favre saying he has Parkinson's. She's like, yeah, I get it. So people are like, look, he's got Parkinson's. She goes, I can read. Look, I don't wish bad things on anyone, but I do know that karma never forgets an address. So, wow, yeah, that's payback for the ding-dong pics to her is, well, you send me unsolicited ween photos, you get Parkinson's. Karma does not forget an address.
It's pretty strong.
She goes on to say, imagine being diagnosed with such a terrible disease and not having the resources to fight it because some Hall of Fame quarterback stole it. What's she saying there?
Nice. That's hardcore, man.
What's she saying there? I've read that 3-4 times and I don't get it.
Oh, it's that because he stole money from a lot of people.
Okay. That's what this congressional hearing is about, is the money he stole. Okay, imagine being diagnosed with such a terrible disease, meaning like you, the layperson, and not having the resources to fight it.
Like she's saying one of those people that she
Right.
stole money from, he stole money from, might have Parkinson's too, but they can't afford the treatment like he can.
I read this earlier in the week. When he announced the Parkinson's, this all makes more sense now. He said, sadly, I also lost an investment in a company that I believed was developing a breakthrough concussion drug that I thought would help others. I'm sure you'll understand. Well, it's too late for me because I recently got Parkinson's. But yeah, this is also a cause dear to my heart. What? I guess I don't understand enough about the case that he's testifying in right now. I need to read up on that. Probably should have done that before this segment. But you know what? I'm just filling in. Jake will be back in a couple of weeks. Let's move on to one more thing.
Yeah, that's pretty strong to say you deserve Parkinson's.
I mean, just saying that, hey, karma, it's a
Her
bitch,
world
bro.
was probably turned upside down,
Mm-hmm.
If that actually happened to her, if he did send that, she goes public, and most people probably just attack her. Because I think he was playing pretty well at that point.
How about no one would know you if he didn't do that?
Ooh.
You think you would have made the life you have now based on being the Jets game day experience host? No, how about he helped you?
Okay.
By sending the ween pic? Boy,
There is that theory.
You sounded more like him.
Yeah, that's why I'm on board with what Blake's saying here. I'd like to look at things through the different lens.
All right.
Through the people hole.
One more story here. Let's see how you spin this one, Dan.
People
we had
People hole.
Peep hole, not pee-pee hole.
Well, it depends what you're talking about.
That's what he sent her?
You look in a peephole, I'll look in the pee-pee hole. Can anyone get thrown off their game more than this guy? What's going on here?
I'm just giving you proper space. I don't want to talk over your awesome jokes. I mean, people want to hear. They're not tuning in for me. They're tuning in for that.
I tune in for you.
Okay.
I do too, man. I can't believe Danny's filling in. More dingu.
When Bo got here, he said, "Where's Danny?"
Yeah.
Not where's Dan.
No.
Not where's Video Man.
No one cares where I am.
Hell, he didn't even ask about Jake.
No, he doesn't care.
He just wanted to see Dingu.
Dingu. All right, one more. So Puff Daddy got arrested, and one of the funny things to come out of this, maybe Dan thinks there's more funny things to come out of it, I haven't seen a lot, but was the 1,000 bottles of baby oil that law enforcement accounted for when they raided his home. Remember hearing that story, right? So his lawyer sat down with...
Oh, imagine being his lawyer.
His lawyer sat down with that weird guy from TMZ.
Harvey?
Harvey.
Harvey Levin?
Yeah, and Harvey kind of grilled him on, hey, what's the deal with this baby oil? And Rob, I've got the audio here if you want to launch me. Just launch me, Rob. Here we go.
They call them freak-offs. But,
That's his lawyer. He's explaining what a freak-off is.
back when I was a kid in the late 70s, they were called threesomes.
If these are genuinely threesomes, how do you explain 1,000 bottles of baby oil?
I don't know where the number 1,000 came.
The U.S. attorney said it.
I can't imagine it's thousands. I mean, and I'm not really sure what the baby oil has to do with anything.
They're essentially saying it's a lubricant for an orgy.
I guess. I don't know what you need 1,000. One bottle of baby oil goes a long way. I don't know what you need 1,000 for. I mean, he has a big house. He buys in bulk. I think they have Costco's in every place where he has a home. I mean, have you sat in a parking lot of a Costco and see what people walk out of there with?
Not 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
I don't think it was 1,000. I think it was. Let's just say it's a lot. Okay.
Love it. I love the defense. Well,
Doesn't sound, yeah. I think he needs to do some work.
I only needed a couple, but they had a sale, and I buy in bulk, and I've got plenty of storage.
I mean,
so
it's Costco.
Why don't I get 50 cases? 1,000 bottles of baby oil. That's a lot of baby oil.
Man, I love listening to these attorneys try to justify this kind of behavior because we saw the same thing during the Watson stuff.
Yeah.
And they're just like, what? He wanted a massage. I mean, he's a natural male. I mean, it's not weird. It's not illegal to be creepy, I think is what the guy said.
Right.
And you know what?
It worked.
Wouldn't you like a massage?
Yeah.
I will come to Puff Daddy's defense here.
Okay.
Because
All right, go ahead. Now here, look at Danny just joining in.
Look, when you have a
joining the dirtbag parade.
when you have a sex orgy party and there's lots of people. Okay, so this guy says, "Oh, a bottle of baby oil will last you a long time." Well, not when you've got the big plastic tarp down in your fun room, and you got people all writhing in that. You need more than one bottle. I get it. Like, I fully understand it. Like, say you've got a giant inflatable pool.
Like, could they sell
oil
them?
wrestling?
If
that
they
kind of
sold
thing.
them in 55-gallon drums, he would have bought one.
Right, but they don't.
But they don't, so he had to. It's like you with those mountain water things.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He had to buy 20 cases,
right,
to fill up his. One by one, he had to fill up his 5-gallon thing.
Yeah, they had a deal.
So yeah, I get it.
So
And
this show is pro Diddy, is what we're all saying.
I support this concept that he needed 1,000 bottles of baby oil because in one session,
and then you could sing the song.
I mean, they're probably this big. You got to
Right.
dump. Yeah. What song?
1,000 bottles of baby oil on
Uh-huh.
the wall. 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
You probably empty out like 50 of those in one night.
Take one down, pass it around.
999 bottles of baby oil on the wall.
You can sing that to your kid.
Yeah.
Put him to sleep at night.
Take one down, pass it around. Isn't there another version too? Whatever. We'll do that on tomorrow's show.
That's the news.
The Dumb Zone News. Like and subscribe.
I think I'm going to put a poll up tonight when I get home. Stay or go.
And that
put it in the
was
Facebook.
today
Mm-hmm.
and Twitter.
Why'd I hit that? That's ridiculous. Hold on.
Maybe we should all do that.
Let me do a couple of birthdays before
Put up a poll.
we do Today in History.
Stay or go.
Yeah, stay or go.
Oh, I'm afraid of that.
We can just not honor it like he did.
Yeah, just start talking about how the government's messed up.
No, I gave that poll a little over a year ago. I gave that to the Cumulus Board of Directors.
Of stay or go?
Yeah, and then they voted go. And I was like, oh, really? Oh,
damn.
all right. So here I am.
Well,
these are just viewer birthdays. Before we do Today in History, what up, Candy Liquors? Danny, you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Specifically you.
It's your old buddy, Will Cummings. My birthday was on Business Wednesday, so I'm hoping you mention it on Thursday. What is today?
Thursday.
Oh.
Thursday.
As the former official notary of the Dumb Zone, I just want to thank you, remind you to keep chasing that money, and that we're all black friends. Love you. That's Will Cummings.
Good dude.
Who is a true black friend.
Mm-hmm.
And a noted candy licker.
Well, Danny's the one who knows what you're talking about, Will. Hi, Dan. I know Jake is listening from rehab, so I'll save him the beating of the Jersey bit and just say Thursday is my 39th birthday. In exchange for my generosity, he needs to come clean and admit the only reason he befriended TC is so he could make himself look hotter by standing next to the ugly fat guy when they went out in public.
Jesus.
P.S. I hope your new bosses at Substack have the same feature as your old bosses at Patreon that allow listeners to fast forward every single second that Sarah Hepola has been on the show. From Andrew.
I don't know why that makes me laugh as much as anything else on this show. Is
That dude was just spraying the bullets all over them.
Anti-Sarah Hepola.
He hit everybody in that email.
Jeez.
But, I mean, it's his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, man.
Dear Bracket Dan, I want to wish happy birthday to Michael All's house in Boston. He's got your Dumb Zone insulated mug. He doesn't drink coffee, but it does work well on his desk. Michael won a considerable amount of money predicting James Earl Jones's death and is feeling guilty now and is wondering what he should do with the money.
Give it all back.
The thing is, he now has money on when Jake will drop dead. That's from JD in Austin.
Well, this is a sick joke.
And
you're a jerk.
A significant amount. He won.
Dear Uncle Hotmail. Oh, wait. This is a Monday birthday. Save that. I don't read these ahead of time. Kind of like Danny in the news stories. So save this. Write that down. And put a star next to it. And, okay. Uncle Hotmail. Today is my Richard Nixon birthday. I'm really hoping Jake is resting in peace after his Tommy John surgery. I'm sure his son won't judge him. From Adam Fritzl. Google my last name for an interesting story. I'm not related to him, I think. His last name is Fritzl. Fritzel.
Okay.
Again, much like your criticism of yourself, like maybe I should have done that before reading the news. Maybe I should have read this, and then I would have Googled it.
Right.
But I didn't.
Something comes up called the Fritzl case.
Okay.
Emerged in 2008 when a woman named Elizabeth Fritzl informed investigators in the city, somewhere in Australia or in Austria, that she had been held captive against her will for 24 years by her father, who assaulted, sexually abused, and raped his daughter countless times during her imprisonment inside a concealed area in the cellar of the family home. It resulted in the birth of 7 children.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So not only were
It's going to be a tough one to find the silver lining. We're going to work on it.
father's children,
I am going to work on it. It's
his
grandson.
kids, they were also his grandkids. Is that how that works?
Does he have to get him 2 presents at Christmas?
Yes.
He's in jail for life.
See, that's the positive.
Pleaded guilty to all
You know,
counts.
you can get a college degree from prison.
Good grief.
What does that mean?
You can make most of your stay. You finally have time to do all those activities that you can't do now.
Work out.
Imagine how buff you'd be.
All right, so Miranda writes, now this is, it could possibly be somebody's birthday named Michael. Or this could just be a bit. But Miranda is a listener of ours.
You have the right to remain silent.
And says, Dear Uncle Cream Canal, it's my husband Michael P. Enmyass's birthday.
Say that last part again.
Michael P. Enmyass.
Okay, my red flag is up. Keep going.
Yes.
I still can't get past
She
Blake
does-
Miranda Wright's joke.
She does say, tell him happy birthday so we could brag about it for a year straight. I've attached a photo for your viewing pleasure.
Michael P. in my ass?
Yeah.
Am I saying it right?
Like I said, clearly Miranda loves some bits, but she might actually have a husband named Michael.
Michael what?
And it could make his whole year.
Yeah. Now, Rob. By the way, I'd like to compliment Video Man. Just to make him stop effing with my voice.
Kiss his ass.
No, but in the past, it wouldn't be, because we're doing video today. If you're listening, you don't know that, but we'll describe. And when I would look over at Blake, it would have me looking a different way. But now when I'm looking at Blake, the video corresponds on the screen.
Yeah, the layout's
look
great.
at Danny. Like, he's got a cool new layout. All the kids are doing it. Anyway, now we're doing this, Rob.
The Dumb Zone presents Today in History.
And we have a sponsor for Today in History. Today, it is going to be Lucy. Remember I was telling you guys, I'd like to stop the tobacco chewing.
Yeah.
But I still want the nicotine. Well, that's where Lucy comes in, folks.
Tell me more, Dan.
That's what Lucy is all about. They are a new sponsor. It's 100% pure nicotine, and it's always tobacco-free. And it's not like the other nicotine pouch companies that are owned by Big Tobacco. So if you take a look, take a look behind the curtain on some of those things that you love, you're like, they're actually owned by Big Tobacco. This is the mom and pop of pouches. They are the dumb zone of your nicotine pouches, basically. They're just fighting the man. They're nicotine patches with an extra surprise. Each pouch holds a capsule that can be broken open to release extra flavor and hydration. So get yourself a subscription, and you could have Lucy delivered straight to your door. I have done so. In fact, they sent us a bunch of these Lucy's, mango, cinnamon, apple ice, espresso, mint, and wintergreen. I have chosen wintergreen.
I want to choose that one.
My favorite. You guys want wintergreen too?
Yeah.
I went espresso.
Or cinnamon.
You went espresso?
Yeah, it's
kind of psycho are you?
It's a nice balance.
Okay.
I don't like to spice up the pouch.
Well, anyway, level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Here's how you do so. Lucy.co/dumbzone. So you don't have the .com, it's .co.
And it's like Lucy, like a girl's name.
LUCY.co/dumbzone. Use the promo code dumbzone. You get 20% off your first order. Free shipping. And they have a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind.
You won't.
How great is that bit?
This is great.
So lucy.co/dumbzone. And then use the code dumbzone. Get 20% off, and you always get free shipping.
Dan, it says here it's a nicotine adventure.
It also says here, read the below exactly as written. Here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. There you go. Today is Thursday, September 26th. On this day in 1960, it is Ted Williams' final Major League at-bat, and he hit a home run. 450 feet. His 521st home run.
Kind of badass.
Yeah, it is.
Launching 450 on your last at-bat.
Yeah, wouldn't you say, well, let's try it another year?
Good grief. Why did he quit?
On this day in 1990, the Motion Picture Association of America announced it had created a new rating to replace the X rating. What was it called, Danny?
NC-17?
NC-17. That doesn't exist anymore, right?
I think it does, actually.
Does it?
Yeah.
I asked this the other day.
I've never really seen it when I'm looking for a movie. It was like really... Like they want you to say this R movie is kind of a real R movie. Like it's really, really R. But if you slap an X on something, then it kind of makes it unmarketable.
So this says the last one was in 2022, a movie called Blonde. It was the first NC-17 rated film to be released on Netflix.
That's the Marilyn Monroe story, right? Or some version of it.
I don't remember. I don't recognize a lot of these titles.
I think it is.
On this day in 1991, 4 men and 4 women began a 2-year stay inside a sealed-off structure in Arizona called Biosphere 2. They would emerge...
Starring Pauly Shore.
They would emerge from Biosphere 2 years later on this very date.
How many were alive?
I don't know, man.
Well, one clearly went so well that they opted to do it again.
Yeah, but who knows? Yeah, I don't know.
How do you think they passed the time?
Probably doing it.
Lucy. Sitting around,
4
popping
men,
Lucy's,
4 women.
man.
And then what if one of the dudes was like just really hot? He was all like Rob or Justin Theroux-ish.
Had some baby oil down there.
Yeah. Oh, on this day in 1996.
4 went in, 6 came out.
President Clinton signed a bill ensuring 2-day hospital stays for new mothers and their babies. And so at first, your women were like, oh, this is so great. This is great for women. And then Clinton kind of looked and was like, okay, yeah. Oh, no, this is for women.
I love helping women.
Because,
How?
This was...
I put a lot of them ladies in those hospitals.
This was all for the dude, though.
That's not what I heard.
Yeah,
because
broke one damn near in half.
One of the great days in my life...
What you did doesn't put women in hospitals.
One of the great days of my life was
You don't know me, Blake.
the day my second baby was born. And it was a C-section.
Oh, yeah. Keep
and
talking.
so because of that, she had to stay at the hospital overnight for a couple of days. And I have another daughter, so I had to go home. And that's when I went like that night and played Tiger Woods online with some dude I know in California. It was great. What a night. Like by 9 o'clock, I'm sitting there just online video gaming.
You're on 4, par 5.
She's in the hospital.
With her belly sliced open.
With her belly sliced open.
Give you a baby that you put up in there after wallowing around on her for maybe 3 or 4 minutes.
And
there's old Dan at home just
2 under.
A month later,
in
she would be really pissed.
Mazara or wherever he is playing COD.
Because
TBC Saltgrass.
this was late night Dan era.
Mm-hmm.
So I would stay up until 3 in the morning and then wake up at about noon or 1 whenever I felt like it.
So amazing.
But I had a young daughter. I had another 2-year-old at home, 2.5 years old. So I called the babysitter and said, hey, you think you can get here by 6 a.m.? And she said, yeah.
So
And I'm
you
like,
could,
all right.
So you could go back to sleep.
So I back to sleep. I just never got up. I just said, all right, I need you for about 6 hours in the morning. And so she showed up. And my wife didn't know about it until she hired that babysitter again, like 2-3 weeks later, whatever,
Sure.
a month later. And she referenced it. And then my wife's like, wait, what? Because my wife's like, I haven't seen you in 2 months. She's like, oh, yeah, I was here just a little while ago. You were? Oh, yeah, it was. And then she gave the date, and my wife put it together. Wait, that was the day?
I had a baby that day.
So that day, yeah, it's like, you know what? You just got to do some things for yourself.
How did that go over with your wife? Was she cool with it?
Oh,
or
she was
like,
so fired up. She was so happy. She was like, you know what? I think that's great that you paid the babysitter.
Oh, she was pissed.
But did you tell her you set a course record?
I was so good at Tiger Woods golf. On this day in 2006, this is the day that Terrell Owens was taken to the hospital after he took 35 Vicodin pills in a suicide attempt.
With Byron Nelson.
That's right. They had a suicide pact.
Didn't that all go down like in Fair Park?
I don't know.
He was living here, right?
I mean, he was Cowboys receiver.
Yeah, I think he lived in some...
In Dallas?
Apartments over like off Exposition and Barry.
So,
or Perry.
is this why he was still on the team? Did you say that?
Yeah, he was on the team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So maybe CD's behavior is not that bad.
Oh, my gosh.
Boy,
TO days, man.
That was wild.
Was it?
There was screaming matches on the sidelines. It was great.
Great.
Was he ever diagnosed as bipolar? Because that was the vibe that I always got from him.
Can you be just polar?
We're probably just polar.
Or polarized?
You're just kind of like flatlined, I guess.
On this day in 2017, Saudi Arabia announced that for the first time ever, they would allow women to drive.
What year?
2017.
Wow.
Let's take a look at automobile accident stats.
Just about to look.
Throughout the 2000s and just see, did they spike? It's tough, though, to drive, I guess, looking out that little slit, right? That little hole. Not their slit, the eye slit. Don't they have to wear, like, the thing where you can't see any of them, just their eyes?
Is it a habad? What's it called? Hijab? Yeah.
No one knows.
Yeah, that's right. Hijab.
It's called a head job.
You are relentless the later the show gets.
What are you saying?
Isn't he, Blake? Like, he gets dirtier and more weird, like, in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So now I'm weird.
Isn't it great?
Why do I just get criticized?
I
can't do anything right.
You need to put up a poll tonight.
I can't do anything right for Danny.
Text stay or go to Dan.
Famous wedding on this date, country music singer Billy Joe Shaver. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
You've heard of the name?
He's pretty legendary.
Married Wanda Cassidy for the second time.
Oh, the dog going back to eat his own vomit. Always a great idea.
Well, he had done this before. He married his first wife, Brenda Tyndall, 3 times.
What?
They got divorced twice, and then the third time, she died.
It's going to work this time, baby. I've changed.
Yeah.
I quit drinking. I go right home after my gigs. And then the one night.
I can see the allure, though.
One night he doesn't come home. He gets divorced.
Who doesn't think of, like, their old girlfriend and just...
Hello.
Would love to hook that up again. You don't?
No.
You don't think of any old girlfriends? I mean, like, that'd be cool.
Not as far as, like, getting back together with them.
That's all I do.
And guess what? They're definitely not thinking about me.
That's all I do,
yeah,
man.
they are.
No, they're not.
All I do is think about Danny's old girlfriend. Birthdays today. Former Ranger Steve
Busby
Bushell is 63. Boosh. Former Ranger Dave Martinez is 60. Of course you know him as the current Nationals manager.
Mm-hmm.
But did you know he was a Texas Ranger for 38 games in the year 2000?
I do not remember that. That was
what a 38-game stretch.
Was that the A-Rod years, I think?
I believe so. Not good years. Former Cowboy Byron Jones is 32.
Andre Agassi.
Is he the Agassi guy?
Yep. That's why he read that book.
Great book, man.
He, I think, blamed the Dolphins medical staff for him getting injured and having to retire. Remember, he was the guy that can jump.
He had the vertical?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see like a video of some guy jumping out of a pool? Like from the shallow end?
Yeah.
Isn't that sweet?
Just flat-footed?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Tristan Wirfs, the Bucks tackle.
Is that who it was?
I think he's not the only one to be able to do that. But I think he did do that.
TJ Hushmanzada is 47. Longtime Bengal.
That was a very common fantasy football joke at the draft every year.
Go on.
Because there was a commercial with my first pick, TJ Hushmanzada. Hushmanzada. Because you could never say the name. Just kind of let you know that you didn't know what you were talking about. You can probably read the next birthday. I got nothing.
Man, those are some funny fantasy drafts you were in, though.
It was a commercial. It was a funny commercial.
You got a pool jump for us? Video man found somebody jumping out of a pool. Is that Tristan Wirfs? There he is in slow motion. Plus, he's about 280.
Yeah, big dude.
Whoa.
Could you do that, Danny?
No. Is it easier to do it when there's no water?
Yes, Danny, I believe it would be. Yeah.
I couldn't do it if there was no water.
Now, more difficult to jump into the pool.
With no water. Yeah.
Diving board or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel and Henrik Sedin are 44. Do you remember that bit?
That was
Blake?
funny. Oh, yeah. Was it? Did they blame Jake?
Yes, I think Jake got more of the blame than me.
Oh, did you ask?
Or no.
Who got him going?
Jake was producing at the time. It wasn't them, but it was, we had Jamie Benn and Tyler Sagan on together. We were on a Stars road trip. I think it was Boston. And we were snowed in, and we were in like a conference room in a hotel. And those guys, I can't remember why we started talking about them, but they were talking about, did those guys like do everything together? Because they demanded to be drafted to the same team. They played on the same line. Like they were just twins, and they just did they were the NHL Soroys, where it was kind of gay. Like they were so into each other. You're like, and I think that's what Tyler or Jamie were intimating, that they do that together as well. And then that became like a NHL Twitter fire happened. And then I think we had to take the audio down and never address it again, stuff like that. Until today. Serena Williams, 43. Yes, Danny, she's the hot one. Jeannie Buss is 63.
Mind reader. How old's Jeannie?
63.
Okay.
Looking great.
Yeah.
Did she break up with Phil?
Of course. She's married to Jay Moore.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That guy's a douchebag.
Jay Moore?
Yeah.
He's funny.
I'm a fan.
I know you are. He's douchey, though.
He kind of admits it, though. I read a book about his 1 year on SNL, and he says he was the asshole.
Well, that's good.
Why did y'all have him on?
Jay Moore?
Yeah.
Back in the year 2000, it was like he was just in town doing stand-up.
Well, seemed like he was always available for Radio Row at Super Bowls.
Yeah, I'm a fan. TV host Ann Robinson is 80. Ann Robinson, do you remember her?
Maybe.
She was really mean. She was the Weakest Link TV host.
Oh.
Bye-bye.
You are.
Or goodbye.
The Weakest Link.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. She's 80?
Yeah. Linda Hamilton, 68.
Jeez, Dan.
What? That's Sarah Connor. Sarah Connor. That's a little Arnold. You probably just thought is Arnold in the room? No. It was me.
I was looking right at you, bro.
Jim Caviezel.
Jesus.
56.
Didn't he play Jesus?
He did.
Get struck by lightning.
Yeah.
Multiple times on the set.
Really?
Just like your house.
That's why you had to get that new roof.
My house is the Jim Caviezel of houses. Dr. Luke is 51. Music producer. Susan Smith is 51. She was convicted of killing her children. And Lily Singh is 36.
Wife of VJ.
Nope. Lily Singh is one of the highest paid YouTubers. And she's funny. Get over it. She's a comedian.
What do you think she makes a year off YouTube?
10 million or so.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Why don't you guys get on her network?
I know. We should be on. How come we're not Lily Singh, Blake?
Celebrity net worth, $20 million. Damn.
I would have thought it was higher. She was making $10 million a year since like.
She spends.
Says she has a nasty cocaine habit.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't imagine why anybody would want to click on a video with her in it. She's ugly.
Born on this day now dead, Johnny Appleseed.
That's a real person?
I think so. Donna Douglas, who was Ellie Mae Clampett on the Beverly Hillbillies. She's dead now. And this is her birthday. This one's for Blake. Olivia Newton-John.
Man, Grease.
That's one of the few older movies that Blake actually is very familiar with.
Sandy? Yeah, Sandy.
Yeah. Danny and Sandy.
I watched about half of it a couple weeks ago.
How many times have you seen it?
I mean, all the way through, start to finish, 0. But if it's on, I'll turn it on.
Did an experiment. I'd never seen it growing up, and it was all the rage when I was in middle school. And I watched it, I think, last year. I thought it was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. I hated it.
I think it was one of my grandma's just favorite movies, and I saw it as a teenager or something.
I wonder if that's a grandma movie, because my mom, who is a grandma,
I love Grease.
Made my daughters watch it. One New Year's Eve, she was over to babysit.
Dan, get out of here.
Oh, we're
Me and
out.
the girls is watching Grease.
Like, so she got Grease. She thought she had to show the girls Grease. So you've recently watched it.
Yeah, like last year.
Are you
Have you ever
taken
seen it?
aback? Yeah.
Like
Are
the
you-
whole thing.
Are you taken aback by the fact that most of the high school kids look like they're 35?
Well, because they probably were.
Or they were 20s, and back in the 70s, if you were in your 20s, you looked like you're in your 30s.
I just was freaking bored out of my mind. And I don't mind a good musical, but I get it. Most people love it that
Sing your
that have
favorite
seen
one,
it,
Blake.
but
Sing your favorite song.
Maybe I thought it was bad.
It'd probably be Summer Nights.
Wella.
Tell me more.
When I first saw it, I didn't know what they were talking about. Now I get it.
Yeah, man.
No, but I was
Doing
watching it. I can't. Probably early teenager, maybe 12. I don't know.
Mhm.
And Sandy, the cute blonde, the whole
She
movie
makes the front of your pants sizzle a little
she was
bit.
great.
right? Yeah,
So cute.
get
I
it.
loved her. And then when she turns a little naughty, and they start, and the camera pans up, and she's got the skin tight leather pants, and it goes up. She's smoking. I'm like, oh my god.
You thought that was great?
I've never seen
Yes.
Blake this worked up.
And
You are
See,
horny.
I like
She
I
is
like
horny
the
right now.
I like
You
the
are.
non-naughty Sandy, though.
well, I do.
I like to
ultimately-
know that she can be naughty.
But at the time, that's what I thought. I'm like, wow, she can do it all.
Look at him. Look at him right now. Just look over at him, Dan.
Right. Those who
He's-
say Blake's never animated on camera,
But it starts like
just mention Olivia Newton-John.
they're on the beach. She's wearing a nice dress. She's blonde. She's cute. And then look at this smoke
Look at
show.
him. Look on your TV.
And then tell Blake how she's all dead, and then he'll really get excited.
I've never seen Blake this horny.
Dead on the Stay Still Dead, Daniel Boone.
Do the song.
He was a man.
Keep going.
Paul Newman, who invented
The bear was bigger, and then you take it from there.
salad dressing or something. And Byron Nelson. He died on this day. Because, yes, the word at the time was that he and T.O. had a suicide pact. And Byron Nelson went through with it. And T.O. did.
So insane. Him and Tia.
And that was Today in History.
Oh. Bo, you got any closing remarks?
You could just do the Linda McCartney song, and
do your best
if you
impression.
don't have anything.
Can't top that. No, just thank y'all for letting me hang out. I was going to be here for just like a segment. Blake was like, yeah, just stay for as long as you want. And this was a lot of fun. So I just appreciate y'all. Let me be here with y'all. If y'all ever need a case expert, like on emails, you can send them my way.
Okay.
I know y'all are always looking.
Case expert.
So this is a successful business owner. This is what he can do. He can just show up and then just stay. Because
This is what success looks
He's
like.
got time.
Well,
Yeah.
he brought you.
Look, he wears shorts.
Yeah.
Might go
Like
golfing.
you look like you might go golfing today.
Got nowhere to be.
Big fan of the Business Wednesday. Hope you keep doing that bit. Really like that. But yeah, just like the reason for being here. Just want to support y'all. I know entrepreneurship can be tough. Business can be tough, but you're doing great. You're learning. I know it's hard to see that or think that at sometimes, but yeah, just keep it up. You have a lot of people supporting you.
Do we?
You do.
All right. Well, thanks, dude. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
Adios, mofo.
We gotta go before this becomes a zoo.
Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe and type for my name if you want to watch more of my videos.
Let's go out on Valentine's Day. Let's get wild on Valentine's Day. Let's have drinks on Valentine's Day. One in the stink on Valentine's Day. It's a gift from me to you. Unexpected, yes, that's true. A deep expression of love for you. Some consider this a real breakthrough, but the only thing you say to me is ouch, 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 ouch.